Get 'em, Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting empty up the crack and we stacking chips, all of it's what I want. Plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone. I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, get produced, leave the juice, letting loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call a truce. They getting slaughtered. Can't forget Jeff and low baggers in the chat. That's a lethal weapon 'cause we be pubbing.
Yo, what's going on? Welcome to Public Sports Radio. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the show we do every Tuesday. I was off last week. Now I'm back this week. We got NHL, NBA, college basketball, and I don't know. I'm pretty prepared for today's show. Got a bunch of bets that I've made. Not any individual bet that I'm absolutely loving like a lock level, but definitely liking all of them a bit. So I feel pretty confident about today's show. You know, a lot of times when you have a little bit of extra rest in all areas of life, you come back strong. So, we're going to have Mr. Gokster. We're going to have Connor Mack. We're going to break down everything. A lot of college basketball, interesting situations, like unique situations that can have betting value and an NHL as well. We'll see what Mr. Gokster has to say about all that. And I'm feeling pretty good. Jose Bouquet, why don't you drop in for a sec?
Hello,
Hey,
Pete.
Jose. Is there an echo right now or not? A little bit or not?
No, you're good right now.
Okay, excellent. What's going on with Pub Sports Radio? What I missed, pal? I know there's the playoffs contest that's going on, which I'm doing okay in. I think you're doing well in that one. What's going on at Pub Sports Radio right now, Jose Bouquet?
Yeah, no, everyone's just gearing up for Publipalooza. So we're all excited about that. It'll be fun. Obviously, for those who don't know, Publipalooza in March, everyone flying down to San Antonio. March 20th to the 24th, that weekend. Some people come in earlier as well, so it's going to be fun. That's the first weekend of March Madness as well, so it'll be a fun weekend nonetheless. Pete will be there, allegedly Pete will be there, and excited to see who.
Oh no, did I just drop out? Hello? Oh no. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? Can you hear me? My audio is gone. Oh, no. Jose Bouquet, are you there, pal? Did Jose drop out? Can you all hear me? Hey, Gogi, you back there? Oh, okay. All right. Good. All right. So I think maybe Jose Bouquet had some issues there. Normally it's me, but sometimes it's not always the main suspect. Let's bring in to talk about NHL, Mr. Gokster. Mr. Gokster, where are you? Can you jump in? Or no, Jose can't even put you in. All right. So we're gonna have to wait to see if Jose is something must have happened with Jose Bouquet. All right. We'll look at the comment section though to wait. Okay. Jose Bouquet will be back. EQ, shout out to EQ, Fly White Mike, Nuke Worker, Subhuman Gaucho. Subhuman Gaucho says in the Portugal Cup, for those he's got to pick in the play of the day in the Portugal Cup. Let us know what that is. Subhuman Gaucho, Dab Fen, Ian Shaber, Kyle Hintley, and Viper NB. All right, this is good. We got everyone here. Here it is. Subhuman, he likes the play of the day. Oh, there you go. Gyökeres AJSA plus 130. All right, I'll copy and paste that in. All right, some technical issues at the start of the show. That's no big deal. We need everyone in the comment section to come in so they can help us break down all these games. NHL, Gogi, how's NHL been going for you recently? Okay, or what's your take on NHL?
It's been going pretty good, Pete. You know, we're not treading water, but I was up, I think, a unit and a half on your show on Tuesday, or with Jose when you were gone there. Mm-hmm. And then I was down a unit with Jimmy last week. So kind of just treading water. But I got 7 plays today. I've already locked and loaded on all of them. And 3 of them are an old reliable. I think this is the time of year we start seeing them. So it's a good card. This is a juicy card. Yeah. Good time of year because there's only about a week left until the All-Star break's coming up, guys. Because I think we'll be off this week. There'll be no hockey next week. So It's the last week until All-Star break.
All right, let's get into NHL. Let me just quickly glance to the comments section, see if there's anything that I want to highlight. Smooth balls play of the day, West Virginia UCF under 141. Yeah, that's an interesting one. It's West Virginia, of course, coming off the big win. It's obviously a big spot for UCF, but not sure they should be that big of a favorite. So that one has me a little bit concerned. Yeah, under is tempting, but I basically haven't pulled it. I have a lot of college basketball bets as of right now, but that one, an interesting game, and I passed on it. Yeah, the under is tempting. First half under. UCF a big favorite. Not sure what to make of that. Viper NB with a whole bunch of NBA props there. Hoops 590. I'm on Lakers money line. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Surprisingly low total, in my opinion. I did take the over in that one at 230.5. Lakers against the Clippers. Both the Lakers and the Clippers playing pretty well right now. Not sure I want to take either side, but I did take a shot with the over. Hoops 590 likes the Lakers money line, and glancing, and then we'll get it up. Morgan Spooner, Kentucky Dayton Creighton money line parlay. Yeah, interesting. I'll just quickly tell you, yeah, I took Dayton first half. Dayton's a juggernaut, not necessarily the kind of team I want to take on a full game spread. Definitely took Dayton first half. Creighton is in a little bit of a tough spot, and Xavier's not really a team I want to fade. I actually took Xavier first half on the spread. So a Dayton moneyline parlay inclusion is not something that I'm specifically against, but I took Xavier first half a little bit. And, Kyle Hintley in with the Butler team total under 76. Yeah, I kind of want to fade Butler in that spot. Thinking Georgetown might be a decent play. But that's all. Shout out to Gabby. Shout out to Mike M. Oh, we get everyone. All right. I'm sorry?
I was saying what's up to the lads.
Yeah, all the lads. All right, let's get into it. Mr. Goldster. Sorry, just had to restart my computer a bit, so I have to pull up all my notes here. NHL. I'll pull up the odds page while you're talking. But the first game we're going to talk about, NHL. Ready, Gogi?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Dallas and Detroit, right? Now, Detroit, of course, a home dog here. I guess we still think of them as sort of a generally subpar team, but they've won 7 in a row. They've been money for the past couple weeks in a row. Dog line here against Dallas. Dallas lost 2 of 3 on the current trip, but it was a little bit of a tough spot. Ottinger had a flu, and so he was out for a couple of days in a row. And is he back? I'm assuming that he is, although I'll check. And I was thinking, I don't know if I'd want to, I don't want to fade Dallas with Ottinger back, but I definitely don't want to fade Detroit as a home dog. I was thinking under the high total might be the play, but you probably know more about Ottinger than I do. What's your take on this interesting matchup here, Gogi?
Well, good point there, Pete, bringing up to the flu there. I see he is day-to-day. Both of these goalies, though, they're really strong home road splits. You got Alex Lyon, or Lyon, however you want to call it. Both of their numbers, Pete, home road, are above 920 save percentage. So these goalies are going to be dialed in. Looking at the special teams, power plays are going to be above 20% home road splits for all these stats, guys. 90% penalty kill, too, for Dallas on the road. Probably one of the best road penalty kills. But the schedule here, 4th road game in 6 nights for Dallas here, Pete. They've had a lot of travel's been going on. And now Detroit, a.k.a. Michigan, they've been on a heater I have here. The whole, if you guys know, with Detroit and a college team there too. So they've won 7 of the last 10, and they've scored 3+ goals in 7 of those 10 games, Detroit. So this isn't a team I really want to fade right now. I have too much offense on the ice. 4 of the last 5 meetings, 2 have gone over the total, guys. And Dallas have won 5 of the last 5 meetings against Detroit. So this is going to be a stay-off game here for me. I lean to the over 6.5, though. I can't get there just because of the goaltending. I listed the goaltending numbers, but I think there's going to be a lot of offense just the way Detroit's playing right now. The whole town's just been on a heater. I know they won 2-1 last game out. I don't know what I'm going to get from Dallas here, guys. There's just too many question marks here for me. I would take the dog line with Detroit, but Strott's day-to-day defenseman, one of the key defensemen, really. Luff, Kane's been out for a while too, and like I just said, Luff. But their main guys are in, Larkin's in, DeBrincat, and then on the other side, this Dallas team's deep too. So this game can go either way, really, Pete. So I'm going to stay off it completely. Not in my opinion. Okay. Well, I was leaning under. It has moved that way. On the overnight line, it was 6.5 juice to the over. Now at Pinnacle, it's 6.5. A little bit juice to the under, -112. But you think that
that the style that Detroit's playing is just you don't want to take unders with it right now.
Well, both of these teams can they can trade a lot of offense, and then looking at in the past, Pete 6-3, 6-1, 3-2, 5-4, 5-2, and with what's going on with Detroit right now, I don't know. This was a really tough cap for me. What I actually did is I capped this whole schedule from 10:30 up. So this was actually the last game on the card. Yeah, funny way I did it. This was the last game on the card. And I had a lot of action already, and I just couldn't I was going to take the over 6.5, but one of these goalies can stand on their head here. So I think there's enough action on the card. It's going to be a really good game, but confidently, I don't feel confident enough to throw the old hard-earned cash on one of these games.
I feel you. All right, I'm going to trust my own, iffy capping here. It's just one play. I'm going to have a lot of NHL plays, and I am going to take a shot with the under. It's -112 Pinnacle right now at the Heritage -107. So I'll take that line. Dallas, Detroit, under 6.5 -107. Really, I should buy up to 7 and take a huge dog line, but I won't. I'm a huge favorite line, but I won't do that. I'll just take the 6.5 -107. I understand the treachery involved. Glance at the comment section, see if anyone has anything on this, and then move on. Nuke Worker says, got to take the Wings at home plus money. Yeah, I mean, are they? That's what it feels like, right? I mean, Ottinger's back, so that's a big boost for Dallas, but Detroit should not be a home dog here, right, Gogi? Or what's up?
Well, I've seen the lines going the other way. A bit of money maybe is coming in on Dallas too. Here, a little bit of a better plus money on Detroit. So these are just two really good hockey teams. Well,
sure.
Detroit's really been playing really good hockey of late, so I don't know if I want to fade them here. That's the problem. It's a tough cap, really tough cap here. The chat here, Brian Hughes saying Dallas averages 4.1 goals after scoring only 2. They lost 3-2 last game to the Islanders, who had the new head coach there, Pete, Patrick Waugh. We'll get to that, new coach for the Islanders. So not revenge spot, but coming off 2 goals, it's a good point. They score a lot. They lost 5-1 against Philly guys in the 18th, came back against the Devils 6-2. So it's a tough game.
No, I hear you, Davy Cap, talking about South Carolina and Kentucky. That's a tough one. Kentucky, obviously a juggernaut. Love to bet on them. But South Carolina has been excellent ATS all year long, getting some points at home, and that one makes me nervous. So I held off that one. And also the total is tricky as well. Kentucky obviously putting up huge numbers, but South Carolina much more modest scoring games. Jimmy Gomez, shout out to Jimmy Gomez. A lot of people, Earl Sports Bets, there you go. Detroit Red Wings. Wrong team is favored. I hear you. Browns Hughes, though, likes the team total over for Dallas, 3.5 plus 100. So maybe there's really only one bad bet on this game, which is the under. That's all right. If it loses, we'll see. Wine Time Sports. Shout out to everyone. Philly Eagle Flyer saying Otter's slow reacting right now.
Wine Time.
All right, maybe I made a mistake, but I'm gonna stick with the under. All right, next game on the card: Ottawa and Montreal.
Here we go.
Montreal, of course, coming off an embarrassing loss, right? Gave up 9 goals, blasted 9-4 by Boston in their last game. In general, they're not a good team, but not too awful. They're not one of those teams that mostly loses, but gets a win once or here and there. They're better than that. Coming off a big embarrassing loss, Ottawa, won 3 of 5, beat Philly in their last game. They're definitely improving, but before that, they had been bad. And I'm thinking that, at the very least, Montreal first period and Montreal to score in the first period are probably decent plays right now. I think that, Ottawa is for real a team you don't really want to be betting against right now. But Montreal, not that bad, coming off an embarrassing loss at home. They should be good, at least to start. That's my take on this one. What do you think, Gogi?
This should be a good game. I actually saw these AHL teams on Saturday. They played, and now they're the big boys are playing tonight. They actually called up a big bruiser guy. They call him Wi-Fi Pete because he just kind of lurks on the defense. His name's Jack Guy. He's a bruiser too. He'll beat up anybody that takes him on. So they got a tough guy back in the lineup there for Montreal. Finally got called up. But Korpisalo and Allen, I don't really trust these goalies, even though Korpisalo, he's been better. He's only allowed 2 goals in his last 2 starts, which is a good sign. 6-2 against Montreal, and they lost 2-1 against Winnipeg. But with that being said, you got a spot where you're bringing up Montreal. They're coming off some bad losses, and they're going to be at home. Right. Those losses were at Ottawa 6-2, then 9-4 loss at Boston. It's going to be this barn's going to be rocking. Going to be a great atmosphere here in Montreal tonight, and I think the offenses are going to shine, Pete. There's no injuries, too, guys. You look at injury report. All the big guys are in. The key names. Norris is back too for Ottawa, which is big for this team. And then just Newhook, Pearson, Weidman, all the offense is back for Montreal. And then Allen's going to get to start here. Allen, he's had since November, Pete, I have here only 2 games. He's allowed 2 goals or less. So for the most part, this goalie, he's going to allow some goals here. So if you guys can pick up what I'm laying down, I'm not taking the over, but I'm taking both teams to score 3 goals here at plus 125. I don't know who's going to win this game. I don't really trust either of these teams right now. Well, I trust Ottawa. Just it's going to be a tough spot for them. There's also a revenge factor for Montreal here. I hope Ottawa wins, but the goals are where we're going to see. I think we're going to see a lot of goals here tonight. So I took 60 minutes. We'll see at least 3 goals from each side here, plus 120.
Yeah, not bad. That does seem like
one more thing.
Like
Pete,
the way I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, one more thing. Penalty kills 66% for the Ottawa Senators on the road, and then 73% for the Montreal Canadiens at home. So penalty kills are very, very poor for these teams.
Yeah. All right, let's glance at the up. Nate Dogg likes Montreal money line, the over, lean draw, Caulfield to score and assist. Browns Hughes says can't trust Ottawa to close out games. One thing for sure is there will be goals. Yeah, I hear you. All right, I'm going to take 2 official plays on this one. I'm going to take Montreal first period money line plus 115. That's the current line at Pinnacle, and then I'm also going to take Montreal to score in the first period. Yes. It's the best line actually that I'm seeing right now with a few books I look at is Bet Online minus 180. It's a little bit of a worse line at Pinnacle. So I'll take Montreal goal in the first period. Yes, minus 180. Montreal first period money line plus 115. Mr. Gokster likes goals here. Other people liking goals as well.
And just be careful with Ottawa. Sorry, Pete. Shane Pinto is back. This guy who's remember gambling Pinto. I used to make fun of him. Well, he's back in the lineup now, and he's their third line center. And this guy's got a lot of offense. So look for Ottawa. Right. They're going to start. They're going to start being a bet on team, in my opinion. They got Norris back. They got all their key guys. Ridley Craig's been stepping up defensively. They just got to start playing better defensively. And I'm looking here. They got Jake Sanderson and Zub as their first line. Then they put Shabbat and Chikrin down to the second line, which I think is a good idea. And then I think this Ottawa team just be careful with them. How they're going to win games, I think, are going to be overs. But what Korpisalo has done the last 2 games, he has been pretty strong. In their last game, they won 5-3 with Sogard. So it's tough to trust for Korpisalo this year, but he has been playing better in his last few games.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on Ottawa. In general, I don't particularly want to fade them, so I'm just taking Montreal to start out well early. And in the comment section, there it is. Where's that comment? Where's that comment from Earl Sports? Earl Sports bets. Short-term revenge game for Montreal. Ottawa won 6-2 last game. That's true. Line should be Pick'em. Giving Montreal plus 125. Yeah, I'd be leaning Montreal full game as well. And I'm just going to not quadruple up or whatever. I'm just going to take them first period. Also leaning over and also leaning first period over as well. But I guess I'm going to not quadruple up on this game. All right, glancing at the comment section, and let's move on. Next game on the card, Mr. Gokster, Tampa Bay, Philly. This one, I'm not sure. I think it's going to be a pass for me. Obviously, both these teams in general playing pretty well right now, right? Tampa Bay lost at Detroit, which is actually a little bit forgivable. Detroit's a tough matchup right now. They had won 5 in a row before that, and Philly lost 2 tough ones at home against good teams. But before that, they had won 5 in a row. And we know that Tampa Bay has stark home road splits right now. Much better at home, much worse on the road. So my lean would definitely be to Philly, but maybe that's too obvious. Is Philly reliable enough for a bounce back here against a good team? I'm not sure, but it's a low line as of right now. Pass, lean to be Philly. What do you think, Gogi?
Yeah, it's both of these teams, guys, are coming off back-to-backs. I'm seeing up on the 20th and the 21st. So both teams have one day off, and now they're going again here. Short and sweet, Pete. I think this is going to be a tight game early. I have 3 of the old reliable here, no goal in the first 9 minutes. Samuelson's going to go, and so is Vasilevsky. But both these teams are coming off a loss too. So this is more. I don't have a lot of backing like I did for the Ottawa, the other game, guys. But just looking at the spot, both teams are coming off the back-to-back 21st day off. Here we go again. Philly is going to be coming into this is their 4th home game in a row too. So they're going to be putting in a good effort. I'm really surprised by this line. That's how good Philly is this year, guys. This is a minus 110 on each side. Philly's been a lot better, and Tampa Bay's been they've been a little bit more of a disappointment. And Erson, don't think Erson's not a good goalie. Vasilevsky, he needs to be a little bit better, if anything. Erson, I'll just bring up his numbers really quickly here. He's been solid. Where are you there, Erson? I had Hart there. That's my fault. But I can tell you right now, Erson has been solid, guys. Both of these goalies have been. Tippett, though, a little injury report. Tippett is not going to be in for Philadelphia. And then Tanner Jeannot, Sergachev, Cernak, and Fleury are also out. Like I said, both teams coming off of losing a game. I think it's going to be similar styles here in my notes. Both teams play similar styles, tough to play against. So no goal in the first 9 minutes, 30 seconds, plus 120. Plus 120 P. I don't know about the full game, but I think right. Early here, both teams coming off those losses. Vasilevsky, I still trust the guy. That might be maybe a little much, but I just think it's going to be tight early, guys.
All right, that is tempting. I was thinking about tailing you and taking the first period under 107, but I'm not going to do it. Very tiny market move in favor of Tampa Bay as of right now. Philly was a teeny favorite earlier, and now Tampa Bay is an extremely teeny favorite right now at Pinnacle, minus 107 for Tampa Bay. Not much movement on the total yet. My lean would definitely be – I'm sorry, go ahead.
Top of the morning to Red Girl. Keep going, buddy.
Oh, shout out to Red Girl. Hell yeah. All right, let's look at some comments here. Nate Dogg likes Philly money line. Browns Hughes likes Tampa money line and the -1 at plus 145. And yeah, if this line continues to move in Tampa's favor, I might tail that move even after the move because this is the most obvious Philly spot in general. Both coming off of tough losses. Tampa Bay so much better at home than on the road. So if you have a market move like that in favor of Tampa, I might tail that one. But as of right now, it's going to be a pass from me. All right, let's move on. Mr. Gokser, next game, Vegas and the Islanders. Vegas, of course, on a back-to-back, lost in OT at New Jersey last night, a high-scoring game. Before that, they had been at home and mostly winning. The Isles beat Dallas in OT last game. And, of course, the coaching change for the Isles. That was their first game with the new coach. How long is that new coach boost going to last for them? Because they do seem to still have the issues that plagued them before the coaching change. They're not really getting a lot of shots on goal. And I don't know, so here they're a favorite. I'm not exactly sure what to make of this one. I guess I'd maybe be leaning Vegas as a dog. More so, though, I was thinking about the under. I think both teams want to shore up their D for this game, and I think that the Islanders are going to be able to do it. Leaning under. It's a low total as of right now. Leaning under, and the first period under as well. Second game for the Islanders with their new coach, Vegas, off a back-to-back loss. What's your take on this one, Gogi?
Yeah, I'm in agreement there, Pete. I kind of lean to the end. The question mark is, though, guys, we've been talking about Adin Hill. When is he going to start? He hasn't started a full start since November 27th. They're on a back-to-back, too. So, you know what? This feels like it's going to be Adin Hill because Patura is day-to-day. They also have
I'm seeing Hill expected. Yeah, not confirmed, but expected.
Because Thompson went last night. I doubt he's going to go again tonight. They went to overtime against the Devils, so inside information would be really key here, but I would expect Hill to go. It's going to be his first game, but Hill was really good. Like I'm talking, he hadn't allowed 3 goals in those last 5 games before that injury. Engvall is day-to-day for the Islanders. Pulock and Bertuzzo all day-to-day. But since the new coach here with Patrick Waugh, great pickup there for the Islanders. Their D scheme, it's going to start coming into place there. This guy, saw some clips from their practices, Pete, and he's really barking at he's that old school coach that he's kind of like not the Dan Campbell, but he's going to shout at you. He's going to put a lot of emotion. He's like a player's coach, right? So Patrick Waugh, he's going to get the best out of this team, and that's a good win they had 3-2 their last win. The last win they played. The back-to-back here, guys, short and sweet. It should be tight. I expect it to be tight. Sorokin, I expect him to only be better, Pete, with Patrick Waugh there being the former goalie. Power plays are a little bit strong here, but early in this game, coming off the loss for the Islanders, both these teams are coming up. Well, sorry, not the Islanders. They're coming up the 3-2 win. But before that, all those losses, they're going to want to focus on defense. It's going to be defensive scheme here early, Pete. I really believe that. The only issue would be maybe as if Hill doesn't look good, but the guy's been so close to being playing for the last 2 weeks. So I would expect him to be ready for this start. They knew they pretty much had to get him here in this back-to-back because Patur's, like I said, he's day-to-day too. So tight early, guys. No goal in the first 9 minutes, 30 seconds. Again, we got a couple of them here. They're going to be fun. We hit 2 of these. We're gonna be in the black. So I'm doing it again, guys. No goal in the first 9 minutes, 30 seconds here, and it's going to be plus 115. The last one was plus 120. This one's plus 115. Yeah, all plus numbers here, Pete. Just the way I see this game starting early, I really think it's going to be tight checking. Let's not let either team kind of get the open ice. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to, the bets I already made, I'm going to make them. I'll quote the current lines. First period under, 1.5 minus 103. That's at a couple of places. And the full game is actually now down to 5.5 at a bunch of places, but at most places. But Bet Online has under 6 minus 124. So it's 127 at Pinnacle, other places. But I'm going to take the full game under 6 minus 124. That's a Bet Online line. First period under 1.5 minus 103. And Gogi thinking same way. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Love it, Pete. And that number tells me Hill's going to be in. If that number keeps dropping to the 5.5, they're probably expecting Hill to be in. And like I said, guys, this guy's he led this team to the freaking Stanley Cup. So they got their cup goalie back with the looks of it.
Absolutely. Shout out to Sammy Comer, Chad, Allen, and Nuke Worker, everyone. Yeah. Andrew G says, Ruiz giving Sorokin superpowers. Browns Hughes says, call me crazy, but I like Vegas here. No, I wouldn't call you crazy for that.
One of the best coaches, like they're
a little eccentric.
This guy knows how to get any team going. I was just saying their coach there, Pistol. Like, he's one of the best coaches in the league here. So it's tough to ever fade really Vegas here. And with Hill back, I think they will be stronger. And shout out to Sammy Calmer. If you guys don't know Sammy Calmer, one of the best tennis cappers in the league. Shout out to you, Sammy.
Shout out to Sammy Calmer. Earl Sports Bets backing Isles until they lose with Roy. Isles -1 plus 106. Yeah. And
this could go to overtime. This could be an overtime game, Pete. It could very well be really like even 0-0, 1-1 after 0-0 after the first period. I see this game being really, really tight. Really tight game.
Real Deal Prime says, don't fade the Islanders. Sir Patrick is the real deal. Yeah, now I'm thinking maybe adding on Vegas team total under. Browns Hughes. I wouldn't call him crazy for liking Vegas. Little out there, though. Little out there. I'm not going to lie. Not crazy, though. Not out and out crazy. Little out there. Little wacky and wild. All right, let me see. Brown 2 says Cassidy was pissed after giving up 6 in New Jersey. Vegas 4-3 on a back-to-back. Hill back in net. Yeah. All right.
Low scoring.
I might. Oh, Sammy Calmer, Aussie Open, Medvedev over 40.5 games, -110. Thank you very much, Sammy Calmer.
Thanks, brother.
I saw you on Twitter. Sammy Calmer had one day where he hit like fucking all 11 of his picks or something ridiculous like that in the Aussie Open. All right, copied and pasted that, Sammy Calmer. Yep. And the flesh out says Vegas team total under is something I'm working on, Pete. Yeah, I'm thinking that way. I might have a couple other plays on this game by the time puck drops, but maybe I'll add them on before the show's over. As of right now, only 2. Nice cap on that one. Now let's move on. Washington and Minnesota. Washington shut out at St. Louis in their last game, right? They had won before that, but in general, they're just having a little problem scoring right now. Minnesota, coming back from a road trip, won their last 2 games, scoring a lot. Now they're back home. And I was thinking, once again, maybe a shot with the under. Washington, just a team that doesn't score that much. Minnesota coming back home after the road trip and last 2 games, big high-scoring wins. Low total, though. I was leaning under anyway. Haven't bet it yet. What do you think, Gogi?
Well, short and sweet. This is going to be a pass for me, but the notes I have, 4 of the past 6 games, Washington have scored 2 or less goals, so just feeding off what you're saying. And then Minnesota, they've scored 5 of the last 6 games. They've been scoring 3+ goals, so it's short and sweet. You think I lean towards Minnesota. I think they get this one done. Maybe a regulation. What was the line? I think it was -160 I'm seeing here at one of the books. So it's not going to make the card, but I would lean towards Minnesota. They're playing pretty good hockey right now. Kemper's going to be in net. His numbers on the road are .881 save percentage. Not the greatest. They got a back-to-back tomorrow I have here at Colorado. So Washington going to be on a back-to-back tomorrow as well. Got to think Minnesota probably get this one done, but the special teams, 15% power play, 70% penalty kill for Minnesota. Not the greatest numbers there. Washington's 14%, 86% penalty kill. Sandin and Milano are day-to-day. Then Dewar, Lettieri, Gaudreau, and Spurgeon, they're going to be out, or at least Gaudreau's day-to-day. So is Lettieri. So not going to make the card, but I wouldn't talk anyone off Minnesota. I do think they're going to win. Probably a lower scoring game. Fleury's going to be in net. And Kemper's look pretty bad. So it all adds up to Minnesota, but the line's a little too high for me. I'm going to pass it.
Yeah. In the meantime, I failed to mention that in the Isles game, there was a big move in favor of the Islanders. It was like 131 on the overnight line. Now it's all the way up around minus 150 or higher at Pinnacle. So a big market move towards the Islanders. Not necessarily a shocker there. Yeah, all right. So let's see. Philly Eagle Flyer likes the Caps plus 1.5 and over 5.5. Yeah, I might have a bet on this by the time the game goes, but I think I'm going to hold off for now for sure. Red Girl, hey, I hope everyone is having a great morning. Went 5-1 last night. Wow. All right, I'm having a good morning. I didn't go no 5-1 last night, although I have had some of the 5-1 nights. Definitely not last night. Hell yeah. Noli knows. Noli knows. Scott Littlean. Everyone. All right, we got a great comment section here going right now. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's going to be a pass for me. Let me just quickly glance to see if there's been any notable market move here. Where are we? Washington, or Minnesota. Where the hell is this game? Can't find it.
It's a pretty done.
Yeah, all right.
But yeah.
Yeah, not much of a move really. Tiny move in favor of Minnesota actually, but and a tiny move to the under as well. But all right, I'm going to pass. Next game on the card, I don't know. This is one of these spots you see them all the time in all sports. Is it a great obvious bet or is it a trap? St. Louis and Calgary. Mr. Gokster, St. Louis off a 3-zip win, right? But in general, they're very 500 right now. They played a great game in their last game, and the question is, are they going to continue to be able to, reliably put those kinds of performances together or not? And Calgary, I think they're a good team, although maybe not. That's why we have you here, Mr. Gokster. They're off of a couple home losses to good teams. They were a home dog in both of them. Before that, they were mostly winning, right? Won a bunch in a row. They had won 7 of 9 or something like that. So this seems – and now they get Markstrom back in goal, and they're a big favorite here. It seems like a very obvious Calgary spot. But again, that assumes that Calgary is legitimately a very good team, which I think they are, maybe not. And it assumes that St. Louis is roughly a very 500 team, which maybe they're not heading forward. St. Louis, similar to Tampa Bay, not good on the road. So they're a big road dog. But, with Markstrom back, I'm thinking Calgary -1 might be a nice play. What do you think, Gogi?
Markstrom, he is back. Yeah, I had him dated. I don't know why I have later written down here, but yeah, Markstrom should be back. But I thought he was maybe day-to-day, or at least he was sick or something possibly with Markstrom. But looks like, he should be back. Then Binnington, I'm not sure if it's going to be Binnington or Hofer here. Last time Hofer played against this team, guys, on October 26th, he had a shutout at Calgary. So Calgary, that is 3-0 St. Louis. They shut him out. So they got a back-to-back tomorrow, St. Louis at Vancouver. Going to be a tough one tomorrow. Who are they going to go with? I think they're going to go Binnington tomorrow, and then they'll throw Hofer again tonight. They had that good 3-0 win. I know it's a question mark with the goalies here, and I'm going to be taking a no goal 30 seconds here again. But both of these teams are coming off 3 days rest, Pete. So it's not like they got their legs on them. I think it's going to be slow early. Kind of another reason why I'm going to take. I already did. No goal first 9 minutes 30 seconds. And then looking at the schedule for the St. Louis guys, it's only their third road game this month. So they haven't had many road games. It's surprising. We're already in the 23rd this month. They're 1-1 this month on the road. Then they beat Carolina 2-1. St. Louis. They're a tough team to cap. They're 8-12 on the road. Calgary's 11-9. Goaltending wise, I think early, guys. I don't see these offenses. I don't think we're going to get it's going to be slower. I don't think we're going to get a lot of offense early. And then that 3-0 win too. If they throw Hofer and Markstrom, they should be fine here. They really should be fine. I'm taking no goal first 9 minutes 30 seconds here. Power plays are also 80%. Both teams are pretty much healthy. It's really the rest spot, Pete. Both teams. It's 3 days rest. 3 days rest. I'm just going to rely on the fact that I think the style of these two teams. I know we've seen Calgary come out guns a-blazing before, but I think this is going to be tight early. 3 games here, guys. This is the one. No goal, 9 minutes, 30 seconds, Pete, plus 120.
All right. I'm not sure what to think about this one. EQ, like slow type game and leaning under as well. Swig Bets seems like he's agreeing with it. Philly Eagle Flyer on the Blues money line and Blues plus 1.5 and over. Wow. That's interesting. Nut Flush Allen might roll to the Niners game or not. Wow, what a life. Yeah, there's some rewards with being able to slam poker games and team totals repeatedly year in and year out. Then you can be like, well, maybe we'll go to the Niners game or not. We'll decide later. No problem.
One more thing
Go ahead.
One more thing for the court case here. 10%, because I feel like that was a bad, I went into the court case there, guys, and the judge is looking at me like, really, you want to take no goal first 9 minutes, 30 seconds? Yes, I do. 10% power play for St. Louis and 11% power play for Calgary. So often the power play has been pretty poor home road splits here. And then I'm going to keep saying it, 3 days rest in this situation. We could see goals as this game goes on. I wouldn't be surprised, 4-2 final, but early in this game, I don't see it being crazy, 1-1, 2-1 after 10 minutes. I see it being 0-0, baby. So,
all right. Well, it might be a mistake, but I'm going to take Calgary -1. Calgary -1, -106. Probably if they win, they get, I don't want to take them as the big favorite to just eke out a win. Should be comfortable if they get it. So I'll take Calgary -1, -106. Might be a mistake. As you said, St. Louis looks like they're playing pretty tough right now. So don't love fading that. You're probably right about the, lower scoring game, at least to start. Let's look at comments here. Nolino says, Pete, is that a covers hat? Yeah, I know. Covers is for squares. Yup. Covers is for squares. I got a covers hat, and I'm wearing it, baby. Yes, it is a covers hat. It is a cover. I forgot where I got it, but it is. Noli knows.
Probably one of the contests you won in the past.
I think I wore this at the Bet Bash, and someone was like, "Covers is for squares," and I was like, "Yeah." And your point is, I'm wearing the cover. I think it's cool. Also, because I have a big ass head, and most hats don't fit me, including the Circle Millions hat that I got that I paid $1,500 for. This one fits, so that's the main reason I love it. This one fits my head extremely comfortably. Hold on, I didn't mean that. No, listen, Noli, covers is for squares. I am a square. Has nothing to do with the hat. I'm wearing it because it's comfortable. Shout out to you, Noli knows. All right. Let's Ron Crawford, NHL spreadsheet play. Wow, Columbus, and Columbus +1.5. Now my favorite Ron Crawford plays of the day. I mean, I like them when they agree with something I've already bet, but I like them even more when it's a game that I've been scratching my head on. Because if I have no clue what's going on, that means most people who are your average covers square also has no clue what's going on. And if Ron Crawford comes over the top with the play of the day on that game, that's probably a great play. Wow. Spreadsheet play of the day plus Columbus +1.5. We will get to that. Huge shout out to you, Ronnie Crawford. All right. Let's I took Calgary. If it loses, that's okay. Now, and the next game is Columbus. Here we go. Columbus, Edmonton. Columbus mostly losing. They get a win here and there. Edmonton, of course, 13 straight wins, just friggin' awesome. And going, under. Edmonton, a bunch of unders in a row. They're playing a strong defensive game as well, just winning game in and game out. Edmonton, a massive favorite. I think it opened at like the low 300s. Then it went up to the high 300s. Now it's back to the lower 300s. So I was going to pass on this one until I copied and pasted Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day. Columbus not to win outright, but +1.5, still at plus money. Columbus +1.5. Wow. Why would that be Ron Crawford's spreadsheet play of the day here? Columbus going to play it tight?
Well, Columbus has won the last 3 meetings against Edmonton. That always helps. 6-5 Columbus, 3-2 Columbus, 5-2 Columbus, dating back to 2022. And then also looking at something that Edmonton's been doing, guys. I did a little deep dive into this one. This is one of my favorite ones of the night. A lot of stats here. Columbus have won, like I said, 3 of the past meetings. Oilers are looking like Winnipeg are not allowing opponents to score 2 or more goals. 11 games straight. That's good. But Edmonton have allowed a first period goal, Pete, in 4 of the last 6 games. So they're allowing teams to get out to an early start, and then they're starting to kind of clamp down or just win these games in the second, third period. And what has Columbus done? They've scored 4 of the last 6 games. They've scored in the first period. So Columbus first period is very, very, very live here.
Wow.
Very, very live here, I think. So I didn't take Columbus first period, which I'm thinking maybe I should have. What I did, though, is I took both teams to score in the first period at +140. The goaltending here, Tarasov, he's not nearly ready yet. And then you're going to have Calvin Pickard, I'm seeing here. More likely than not, they're going to give Stewie a rest here. They're going to go with Pickard, who's had 1 start this month, 3-2 win against Edmonton. But this is the weaker of the 2 goalies for the most part. He hasn't had a lot of starts. So Columbus is live here. They definitely are. And then taking that plus puck and a half, I like that. You're probably getting plus 140. I'm just guessing on that, Ronnie. So
Pinnacle's like 130. You can probably get a little bit better other places, but yeah.
I think Columbus first period, guys. I wouldn't talk anyone off that money line. You're probably getting a juicy money line on it, but I took first period both teams to score plus 140. Maybe even taking Columbus just to score in the first period, Pete. Just based off those numbers I listed there, because I thought, I like taking dogs. I think have a chance early, and then more you looked into it, you think, man, Edmonton's really allowed a lot of goals early. Like teams like Chicago, like weaker teams, and Columbus, they're never out of a game either. Their offense is it's lethal. It really is. They got 3-4 lines that can go. So, I wouldn't talk anyone off Columbus tonight.
Yeah, interesting stuff here. Obviously Columbus, Edmonton has been, their winning has come with strong defensive play, right? I mean, they have a bunch of unders in a row. These games where it's just like, Edmonton winning game in and game out and the total soaring over 6.5 are long gone. A different Edmonton team. Wow.
And then Edmonton's they got Chicago on Thursday, so I don't want to say it's a sleeper here. I don't know. I wouldn't say they're going to lose one of these next two games, but they kind of got a bit of a lull in the schedule here. So, Columbus, this is their road trip. They're going out west right now, so I think this is their first game. If I'm not, it's their first game too, so they're fresh. They're going to put in a strong first period here, Columbus. I feel pretty confident in that.
Swig Bets looking to bet Edmonton live if Columbus scores first. Not Flash Allen with a funny joke. Go to the comment section and read it. Ron Crawford, Columbus 14-5 on the road at plus 1.5. Yeah, they haven't been playing Edmonton in all those games, but I hear you. Wow, Edmonton, and there you go. Browns Hughes, his second call me crazy play of the day. Columbus -1 plus 500. Yeah, you're crazy.
Put that in your paper.
No, I'm just eccentric. No. You're fucking nuts. Columbus, I'm just kidding. -1. You think they win, maybe?
They could. And then Nut Flush Allen. That's not the side. That's his birds. That's like the morning birds, the sirens in New York.
Okay.
Anyway,
all right.
I think anything can happen in this game. I think it's live.
Yeah.
When you have these two goalies too, Pete, Picard and Tarasov, and Columbus here, they're never out of a game, really. I really believe that. And they've had this team's number in the last 3 games, so they know they can play well against Edmonton. So Columbus team total over 2.5.
Well, I got some things to think about. I'm not sure what I'm going to do right now, but it's very tempting to tail everyone in the comments section. I can't give it right now because waiting for goalie confirmation, but when my team total and spreadsheet line up in this extremely profitable play. So what's he talking about? He's talking about the Columbus team total over, or what play?
I would think so. Columbus team total over 2.5 should be a decent number. They've done it. They've done it. 3-2 the last 3 games. They played them. Yeah, I would like that. I would like that.
All right. I'll probably have a bet on this game at some point, just tailing all these smart people who are having strong opinions on this one with a huge favorite here. Yeah, and it is back down now. Earlier, it was like in the upper 300s. Now, Pinnacle just 334. There you go. Not much movement on the total. All right, let's move on. Mr. Goetzer, next game, Buffalo, Anaheim. I'm really not sure what to make of this one. Anaheim, a decent-sized home dog here. Buffalo lost to Tampa Bay in their last game, but before that, they have been winning most of the time. Anaheim mostly losing, but once in a while they get a win here and there. So here they are, a home dog. I'm not sure I'd want to take Buffalo here. I have nothing on this one. I want to hear what you have to say, if anything. What do you think, Gogi?
Well, Sabres got a back-to-back last night. No, that what am I doing here? That was the Sharks there. They didn't play back-to-back last night. They're going to have Luke Kokkonen, but I believe they are playing a back-to-back. Sorry, guys, my notes here. They lost 3-1, just like you said there, Pete. And they're playing LA Kings tomorrow on a back-to-back. So the goaltending here, I have written down Luke Kokkonen. He should be going, Pete, and he has been solid in his last few games. They're .947 save percentage. And then looking at this Ducks team, guys, they're 6-17 at home. They suck. They're worse than, no offense to our guy Jimmy Gomez who goes to the games, but the Sharks are 7-12. The Ducks are 6-17 at home. They're just really poor. Talking about Zegras kind of getting traded here soon. Jones is day to day. Lenu, Minty's out. Killorn, Labushkinen's now also out for this team. And then their goaltending here, Gibson for Anaheim. He's allowed 3+ goals, Pete, for the last 5 games. So this is a pretty bad hockey team, which is too bad. They got a lot of good young talent, but they're just not putting it together right now. And I do trust this Sabres team, even if Skinner's going to be day to day. They still have enough firepower here. I've been really disappointed in Rasmus Dahlin. This should be a good spot for Dahlin to kind of get it going on this road trip. Luke Kokkonen, I expect him to go here. Going to be a tough game tomorrow at LA, especially they're coming off that bad anyone had LA Kings in a parlay last night, my condolences. I was with you. They lost 3-2 against loser Sharks. Just brutal, Pete. They're down 2-0. They tie it up 2-2, then lose it 3-2 in the third period. Just unbelievable. So
it's the oldest trap in the book, awesome team versus shitty team, minus 500 odds. Put them in a parlay. All of them win except one loss. I was so close. Oldest sports betting trap in the book, pal.
Yeah, I went head first into there, and I'm an idiot, so I fell for that one. Sabres, they're going to get there. They'll be okay here. I feel pretty strong on the Sabres here, guys. I'm not going to think twice about it. The bet's going to be Buffalo on the money line in the over 2.5 goals. I said it already earlier, guys. Gibson's allowing a lot of goals right now, and Buffalo should be able to bounce back after that loss against Tampa Bay. So Buffalo money line over 2.5 goals, minus 130, Pete.
Yeah, I was thinking about taking Buffalo. Not necessarily on the money line, but team total or to score in the first period. First period goal is minus 200. Little steep there. Full game team total is 3.5 at plus money. Yeah, I'd rather be getting 3 or even 2.5. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think they smoke them here. I'm just looking at the past games they played. January 21st last year, 6-3 Buffalo. And then February 15th, last time they played in Anaheim, 7-3 Buffalo. So they can put up any number they want really on this Anaheim team by the looks of it. And they're coming off a tough loss against Tampa Bay 3-1. Back-to-back tomorrow. They'll get right in this game. I feel pretty strong on this one.
Yeah, man, the Buffalo team total over 3.5 at like a little bit better than plus 100 is tempting, but I guess I'm gonna hold off for now. But yeah, I might have a bet on this one as well. All right, let's look at the comment section and move on. Let's see what we got here. Shout out to Real Deal Prime. Oh, if you're not down with the Buffalo Sabres, I got 2 words for you. Okay, yeah.
Beat it.
Oh man.
Beat it.
Oh man. Nutflesh Allen says, bingo, Cosmo. In case people are wondering, what does that mean? He's referring to me, Cosmo Kramer. Apparently he and his wife are like, they see Rick Kramer. I guess they're kind of right. Partially accurate, that assessment of me. Let's see. Yeah. Lucky lefty. Anaheim Ducks first period money line. All right. Let's move on to the last game on the card. Another one that's a little head scratching. Rangers and San Jose. Rangers, won at Anaheim last game, but they were mostly losing before that. So the Rangers clearly can beat shitty teams, but should they be a minus whatever 300 fave or not? San Jose on a back-to-back again. They beat LA last night, screwing a whole bunch of money line parlays who included LA. They've now won 2 in a row, but in general they're a shitty team. So at minus 160, I would be all over the Rangers. At minus 300, I don't know about that. What do you think, Gogi?
Well, I hate this Sharks team. I really do. They've had my number. 7th game for the Rangers here, guys, in 11 nights. Just keep that in mind. 7th game in 11 nights here. 5th game in 11 nights for the Sharks here. This is the first game I kept, as I said earlier. New York's held opponents, though, to under 2.5 goals in 4 of the last 5 games. They've been playing decent defensively. They're a healthy hockey team. Hedl and Harper out. That's fine. This month, San Jose, Pete, they've scored 1 or less goals in 5 of 9 games. So they're coming off a big win last night at LA. You got a Rangers team I think they're going to just lock this team down. I really do. I know they got Couture back, San Jose, but with that game last night and how well the Rangers have been playing defensively, this is a game I think Shesterkin could even get a shutout, to be honest. Just looking at those stats, too, from San Jose, they haven't been able to score more than 1 in 5 of 9. So this feels like one of those games where they're going to have 1 or less. I took the Rangers in regulation, guys, in San Jose team total. San Jose team total under 2.5 at minus 125, Pete. Cut the juice.
Wait, you got San Jose team total under 2 in regulation, you mean?
Yeah, so I got Rangers regulation, and then also I got San Jose team total under 2.5. Tie those together, same game parlay, minus 125, brother.
All right. Well, the Rangers are holding steady as a massive favorite here. First line I saw was San Jose at about plus 286. It's moved about 5 cents in the Rangers' favor. At Pinnacle right now, minus 338. Unreal. And the total has gone up a little bit. It was 6 juice to the under earlier. Now it's 6 even on both sides. And Nutflesh Allen says, extremely similar to last night with the Kings game. Sharp team total over yesterday was a no-brainer. at that rate. You should have thrown the Sharks team total over in your money line in your parlay there, Mr. Gokster. And I don't need them to win. So Nutflush Allen thinking that maybe San Jose team total over once again, 2.5 at big plus money is worth a shot. Okay. I'm probably going to have a lot more bets than I have right now in NHL, but I don't think I can add them to my official card. Let's review all of our official picks, Mr. Gokster. As of right now, the official picks I've given. Dallas, Detroit, under 6.5, minus 107. That might be a loser, but whatever. Montreal first period, plus 115, and Montreal to score a goal in the first period, yes, at minus 180. Montreal first period, plus 115, goal in the first, minus 180. Vegas Islanders, we both like the unders in that one. I'm taking first period under 1.5, minus 103, and the full game under 6, minus 124. Calgary minus 1, minus 106, which also might be a iffy play, is my last official play as of right now on the NHL card. Mr. Gokster, please review your official plays.
All right, guys. So official plays are both teams to score for Ottawa, Montreal, plus 125. I have 3 games that are going to be no goal in the first 9 minutes, 30 seconds. Those are Tampa Bay and Philly, Vegas and the Islanders, and then St. Louis and the Flames. To add on to that, guys, we also have both teams to score in the Columbus and the Edmonton game, plus 140. And then I also have Buffalo money line and the over 2.5 goals for them at minus 130. And then Rangers in regulation and the under 2.5 goals for San Jose, Pete, at minus 125 to close out the card.
Okay, sounds good. Let's just go over the leans game by game. Dallas, Detroit. Yeah, Earl Sports saying Detroit should not be a home dog, saying the line should be closer to even money, like in Detroit at that line at like plus 120 or 125. Agreeing also with Montreal and liking them full game. Also around that line. Tampa Bay, Philly, very interesting. Mr. Gokster likes a low scoring early. Philly seems like the obvious play, but someone, I forgot who it was, like in Tampa Bay here, the line has moved a little bit in that direction. And if it keeps moving in that direction, by the time puck drops, I might tail that one because the line should not be moving that way. And if it is, that's probably telling you something. So I'm actually thinking about betting on Tampa Bay. Haven't done it yet. Vegas Islanders, second game with Roy. We talked about that. Washington, Minnesota. Interesting one. Maybe Minnesota as a big favorite is worth a shot, but we're going to pass on it as of right now. Columbus, Edmonton. Man, Nutflush Allen thinking about Columbus. Team total over. Getting, a low line there. Columbus a massive dog, and Columbus plus 1.5 spreadsheet play of the day from Ron Crawford. Buffalo, Anaheim. Anaheim probably does suck, and Buffalo, at least to get goals is probably worth a shot. And Rangers San Jose, once again, Nutflush Allen saying the San Jose last night at the price team total over was a no-brainer, and maybe not a no-brainer tonight, but liking it again, at least leaning that way as of right now. San Jose team total over, Nutflush Allen thinking that way. What a nice show, Mr. Gokster. It's great to be back.
It was good, Pete. Good to have you back, buddy. Missed you. Next week, that was good, man. Next week, we only got 2 games. I'm seeing here January 30th, St. Louis and Columbus, and then Seattle, San Jose. So it'll be a shorter card. No show for me Thursday. So I got golf picks, though, Pete. Farmers Insurance, it's a Pro-Am. They're starting Wednesday. So it's a Wednesday to Saturday event. I'll tweet out my action tonight, guys, when I'm at work. So follow me at Gokster99 for some golf picks. And hockey as well. Pete, it's fun as always, my guy. Best of luck tonight. And we'll see.
Hell yeah. All right, you can leave. Yeah, is Connor Mack available right now, Jose Bouquet?
Yes, he'll be here in a second. It's nice to see you again, Pete.
Oh, nice. Nice to see you again, too, Jose.
Yeah, it's nice to see you again. But yeah, no, Pubblepalooza, the powers that be didn't want me to tell you about Pubblepalooza, Pete, it seemed.
Powers that be didn't want you to tell me about Pubblepalooza.
Yeah, they shut me down in the middle of my I was talking about Pubblepalooza last time.
Yeah.
And they shut me down. They shut me down, especially because I started talking about you and, who you're bringing to Pubblepalooza, and I was very
Wait a minute. Can I ask you a question here, Jose Bouquet? Am I living in, what's that thing where they have the thing where you imagine different things from the past? What is that called? The fucking Mandela effect? Wasn't Pubblepalooza originally the 29th? 30th and 31st?
That's you. Oh, well, I don't remember actually now. But I'm going to say that's the Mandela effect. It's right. It's been this date. I think that next weekend is like Easter or something. I don't remember. It's whatever. No, this is not. I'm not some fucking Mandela effect wacko here. It was the 29th, 30th, and the 30th or something like that, right? And then I think the 29th or that Sunday is Easter, right?
Right.
Oh, then yeah, it used to be, but we moved it to avoid Easter.
Okay. So the date has been actually changed.
Yeah, I guess, but it hasn't been. It was that for like a week, I guess, and it's been March 22nd to the 24th for a while.
Okay. Screwing the people who made their like tickets and wow, okay, and rewarding the lazy and the procrastinators. Okay, very nice. All right, I'm just seeing this now, the March 22nd, 24th, because I was under the impression it was the 30th and the 31st that weekend.
Okay, well, I'm glad that we're on the same page now.
Yeah, thank God. All right, I'm going to have to do some
page.
scrambling then after this. I might be just hanging out by myself the next weekend in San Antonio, walking around.
It's gonna be funny if you accidentally just made the tickets on the right dates, though.
We don't fuck up like that, Jose. Yeah, I know it seems like we fuck up like that, but in reality, we are in control of our shit. Jose Bouquet.
Pete, before Connor Mack joins us, and then he's doing his thing real quick, so he's backstage, but his camera's not on. He'll join us here in a second. But Pete, the people want to know, how was the cruise?
Are you kidding me? Have you ever fucking been on a cruise? It's the most blacked out thing you could ever possibly do. Like, you don't realize how fucked up humanity really is until you go on a cruise. It's like, yeah, I knew humanity was a little bit fucked up and a little bit terrifying. I didn't know anything about what I saw on the cruise. Now, oh my God. It's like, I can't believe we haven't blown ourselves up years ago. You know what I'm saying?
What happened?
All these people can drive what?
What happened?
It's just fucking like the humanity is just mind-blowing. It's like I'm watching a friggin' avant-garde European crazy film from like, some other era. It's totally wacky, man. It's really weird. I actually recommend it if you like ironic things, if you like ironically enjoyable things. It was fun as hell.
Well, how was being off the grid? How was no phone, no sports gambling? How was that aspect of it?
That was a little bit unpleasant, but I accepted it. I adjusted to it. Yeah, I wasn't able to tweak my. I missed out on some big bets. Yeah, I would have had a much bigger bet on KC, I missed out on some stuff. But that's all right. That's okay. That's okay. It happens. You know what I mean? You roll with life's blows. Let's see. Let's look at the comment section. And is Connor Mack around? Let's see. Ron Crawford's band was going to play, but it got what the fuck? Move it back.
Easter's, Pete. Unfortunately, people celebrate Easter's.
Can't believe that Ron Crawford was going to play. Oh man, yeah, I would have gotten up and rocked out with him too.
We it's the first weekend of the March Madness tournament.
So I hear you. All right, where the fuck is Connor Mack?
He's coming. He's like I said, he's backstage. I know you hate talking to me, Pete.
No, it's just we're losing fucking viewers and ratings as we speak. Markel says Easter ain't even a real holiday. Yeah, what the fuck is that? The fucking eggs and bunny rabbits? I never understood that shit. Like, even when I was 4 years old, like, I believed a lot. I believed that Santa Claus on, but Easter, I was like, fuck you, bullshitting. And then I was like, well, if you're bullshitting about this, what else are you bullshitting about? Turned out like 98% of everything they were bullshitting about. But okay.
Well, let me tell you, Pete, there's no more bullshit anymore, because guess what? He's returned. Yeah. Connor Mack is here to save your day, Pete.
Pistol Pete. Connor Mack, great to see you again. Great to see you again. We're going to talk NBA. And, once again, my insecurity about NBA actually pays dividends, because I only go with one or two picks every show, but they're the ones I absolutely like. And in general, they do well. We're going to talk college basketball. Bad news is I'm not prepared for the entire card. The good news is I'm prepared for half of it, and I like all the bets I've made, like about 10 of them or something like that. So I'm looking forward to today's college basketball breakdown. Connor Mack, how are you feeling in general about sports betting right now?
I feel good. NBA was good. Had the under in the Mavs Celtics and the Bulls.
Oh, nice.
I only had one college bet. It won. Saturday was pretty good. Sunday I just had one bet. That one. So let's keep it rolling. But I got to ask you, how was the trip? How was Pete at sea?
Dude.
With the lady, right? With the missus?
It's fucking pretty terrible. What'd you say?
With the missus? Not the missus yet. Girlfriend?
Yeah, there was some stuff there too as well. Absolutely. No question about it. It was a very terrifying and extremely interesting and fun and enjoyable experience. I will say that. Probably going to do it again at some point in the future, for sure. All right. Connor Mack, you ready to talk NBA?
So,
all right. Everyone in the comment section, get ready. We got NBA right now. 5 games on the card. Let's start with Denver and Indiana. Denver, kind of sluggish ATS at the moment. Indiana back after a 6-game trip, kind of 50-50 ATS on that trip, even though they were losing. Definitely trending under recently. And now, the question is just, is Indiana good enough here to justify a bet at just +3 or wherever the line has moved? Of course, Denver beat Indiana recently, but that was before the trade. And I think they're playing better. Getting Pascal from Toronto, and my sense on this one, you follow NBA much more accurately than I do, but my sense is that Indiana's under trending right now. The first Denver game went under. I'd be leaning under the high total as well. Not sure why why it opened in the low 240s, which is the first line I saw. And I don't know. I'd love to take a shot with Indiana as a home dog, but are they good enough to justify a bet only getting 3 points or so? What do you think, Connor Mack?
Real quick, shout out to the chat, all you guys.
Yes.
Hit the like button. Appreciate it. Let me hit you guys real quick. I saw my guy Jimmy Gomez, Julian, Razor Sharp, my man, Top Set, Subhuman Gaucho, Ron Crawford, Spreadsheet Play of the Day, The Thunder, right on Justin, as always, up in here, Markel. Shout out to all you guys. Appreciate it. Ian, everyone in here. Let's hit the total on this real quick. I think I'm going to move on this. Pete, because we have no Halliburton.
Right.
And we know how good Denver is. More of an under team, one of the most efficient offenses here. And they have a solid defense against not a very good defense, Indiana. But when Halliburton's just not been on the court, now they have Siakam. They were I was even with him I was waiting till they gelled together a little bit. They even talked about it to kind of back Indiana. So even if he was in, I don't know if I could go here on the Pacers. They've lost 7 in a row to the Nuggets. Flip side, the Nuggets, as good as they've been, they just haven't been good against the number on the road, though, Pete.
Right.
And now this has moved, the news of Halliburton being out. This has crept up to 5 at some places. I think the Nuggets can go in there and win. I just think if we have 240, as long as I get 239 here, I'll take the under with this Nuggets team. I think we can stay under the number here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. The total right now is down to like 238.5 or 239, spread up to 4.5 or 5. We do have the spreadsheet play of the day in both NBA and college basketball for Ron Crawford, so I'll mention that when we get to it. NBA, it's OKC, which is an interesting play there. Yeah, I feel like the under seems a little bit too obvious, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just don't overthink it, right? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, once I heard him out, it just became a thought for me because they just play at such a different pace, with him out. They're just such a different team. And they're off the long road trip. Let's hit on this before we go to the next game. They're off that long road trip, Pacers. Yeah, 7-game trip. This is the classic home spot where you don't always love. It depends on the team, how well they play. We talk about it all the time. I wanted to go into the props a little bit. On the Nugget side, I just had a couple notes here. The Joker, this guy hasn't had a triple-double in a while and been very close. He obviously gets to 8 or 9 assists a lot, Pete. But if you could get over 150, I think that's worth a little bit of a shot there with him. And also with Gordon and Porter, I think you could look both those guys with their props, especially Porter. Has been shooting a ton of threes. As long as his three's never at 3.5. It's at 2.5, and it was right around -110, -115. I saw in a ton of spots last night. I think he can get over that. So look for those guys, their points. And he's hitting over. He's got 17 or more in 7 of the last 10. So if you're looking at props, look at those two guys, Gordon and Porter here.
Yeah. Okay. I'll add on as my first official play. I'll take the under. Right now it's I'll take the Heritage line, 239 -109. Indiana, Denver, under 239 -109. We'll see. I just didn't understand why the total was so high. That's always a bad spot, especially in something like the NBA. But I'll pull the trigger on it. If you think it's okay, then I'll pull the trigger on it. And let's move on. Let's quickly glance at the comments section, see if anyone has any opinions on, Justin McElvey got Indy +5.5. Nice line. All right. Next game on the card, Connor Mack, Knicks and Brooklyn. This is another one. Seems very obvious, right? The Knicks won 3 in a row, covered 2 of those. Ever since they shook up the lineup, they're just winning, playing great, going under, holding other teams under. They've gone under like 10 of their last 11. Nets returning from the West Coast, right? They got a nice straight up win as a dog in one of those games, but in general, terrible ATS. The Nets just not gelling, not playing well, not getting anything done. So is it too obvious? I was thinking maybe just don't overthink it. That's how I've been doing okay in the NBA so far. Just 1 or 2 picks a card on the ones that are just like, don't overthink it. Maybe this is it. Knicks as a small favorite, first half and or full game. And maybe if you want to push a little further, take the under, Brooklyn team total under, all that stuff. Knicks should roll again, right? Why not? What do you think, Connor?
It seems like that's just the play, But these public plays, they do win. Like everything that you go through here is just take the Knicks. You talked about on the total. Total's a little bit higher than this number, Pete, for the most part. But the Knicks, I've hit it 10 of 11, especially since the trade for OG. It just been an under machine. A couple of these games, it wouldn't have gone over this number like we're talking about, even the last one against the Raptors. They had 126. So the total's a little bit low, even though I think this game could still stay under. I don't think I'm going to mess with it at all. The Nets are just playing bad basketball right now. The darling of ATS we had, I haven't bet them a ton at all. Why would you? This team's been awful. They've lost straight up, their last 10, 8 of 10. They just haven't been good. I know they had that big second half, really fourth quarter versus the Lakers, but they came back, lost to the Clippers. Just not shooting well. They haven't been very good at all. This to me is just, I just wrote Knicks. Seems like a soft toss up, right? Here?
Yes, I don't know. Maybe what the hell is up with this team? I mean, maybe they're like, all right, we're totally awful. We're coming back from the West Coast. We just lost to Portland, right? And they're going to be like, this one game we're playing the Knicks at home. We're going to come and we're going to really lay it on them. Maybe.
I don't buy it though.
No,
it was that short trip. No, especially this year a little bit. Knicks have kind of owned them. Knicks are not traveling anywhere here. Just going down the road. Brunson, this team's been really, really good. Knicks just been rolling, shooting the ball well from deep. So yeah.
Meantime,
this was a wait though, Pete. This is kind of a game that I want to go through the money line or kind of sit with through the day a little bit here on the one that's just so obvious. Take the Knicks here. Smash.
Meantime, Tori Coker says Nets first quarter. Nets play well in the first quarter and a half. And Razor Sharp Pick says Nets or pass.
Yeah. He's seeing this line just it's not moving. You know what I mean? Why isn't this moving to 4.5, 5.5? It's just
this is very, very weird. In the meantime, Chris DeJude with a comment. He says, yesterday was his birthday. I forgot to give him his birthday pick last year. He wants a birthday pick. Of course, I'll give you a birthday pick. Chris DeJude.
You with the birthday picks. You're on this. There we go. Birthday pick.
Razor Sharp Pick says, no, not right now. Take that shit off the screen. Razor Sharp Picks, 95% of the cash out picks. This is a very, very, very weird one. I still do kind of like the under though, and I still do kind of like the first half under or something like that. Let me see what the first half total is. We'll move on. I just want to quickly. That was a total. Jeez, total first half. 114, higher than 50% of the. Man, I would love to take the first half total under.
What's the number?
The Nets can. I'm sorry, like 114.
114. Yeah. Like it.
Why not? I mean, you think this is going to be up and down? No, the Knicks do what they do. All right, I'm going to take a shot with it. Might be a mistake, but I'm going to take the Knicks, Nets first half under 114 minus 110. I'll just take the pinnacle line. I won't do any line shopping there. Hopefully the Nets come in and try to play well defensively by playing some real hoops, at least to start. Let's look at the comments section. North Ender got the Nets +5. Here you go. Yeah,
nice.
The Knicks might really not be a good play here, although I still think the under is probably a good play and the full game under as well. All right, let's move on. Next game, Connor Mack, Utah and New Orleans. Another one. This feels like a Pelicans spot, but really don't want to lay this many points against a team that's been covering like Utah has. Utah's off of a close loss at Houston, They lost by 1. They did cover, depending on what number you got. Houston, though, covering most of their games over the past, 3 or 4 weeks or so. And the Pelicans off the blowout home loss to Phoenix. But in general, they were a good team as well, covering ATS. But they're laying a bunch of points here to Utah. And as of right now, it's going to be a pass for me. You have anything here? It just feels like too many points to be giving Utah right now, right?
It does. One last thing on that last game I want to bring up. The Knicks, though, on that run kind of beat up on shitty teams. Just to like the last 10. They really haven't played anybody, and one of their 1 losses was to the Mavs. And Luka wasn't even in. I had that written down.
No, I hear you. Yeah.
Schedule as of late for the Knicks, so get it. Yeah, Utah. All of a sudden, the Jazz, which is giving me a little bit, where I could take them maybe on the road. They've been covering on the road. When they play on the road before, Pete, you just stay away. Especially early on this year, in years past, when they go on the road, just stay away from them. They haven't been good winning games. They haven't been good against the number. You want them at home. And talk about just that 1 loss. They're healthy. They're deep. They run a ton of guys out here. I was going through a few props. I think I look at Sexton. He's really been playing great as of late. Look to his props. The one thing is sometimes he gets 23 minutes. Sometimes he gets 38, 40 minutes because they play kind of so many off the bench there with Clarkson and extra that come in for this Jazz team. But I think look at him. And if his 3 is 1.5, he's hitting 6 of 7. I'd look to there. That's one I was going through last night, and I might make a move on. This is after the bad. So Pelicans, we've had all year. We talked about it on the show, Pete, first half. And they're off the dreadful loss. This perfect spot, first half with the Pelicans. And I guess that's where you'd be because I do not want them full game. I just don't want the Pelicans. And even a lot of those ones we won, they didn't cover full game. Some they did, some they didn't. So it seems like a good spot for them. But I thought full game, this wasn't too many points here for the Jazz. I was leaning them here. With these points. I haven't pulled the trigger, but I'm very close to taking the 6.5 here.
Well, Dav Fenn says Pelicans definitely win first half. I think I'll lay the juice and the first half money line. Torrey Coker took the over 237.5. It's now up to 239.5. Nice job there, Torrey Coker. And Justin McElvey likes the Pelicans trifecta. I think people agreeing with the first 2 segments of that trifecta, but some questions about the full game. EQ likes Jazz plus 6.5. Brent Cook likes Jazz plus 6.5. And the first half is, it's minus 3.5. The money line is like minus 205 or worse. Julian Cesario, shout out to Julian Cesario. He's on Pelicans first half minus 3.5. Yeah. Want to take it, Connor Mack. I can't take the money line officially, although I'll certainly bet it. And 3.5. Is that too many points to lay against the Jazz in the first half? The Jazz are scrappy, man.
They are scrappy. It's a little bit out there, but I've done it a few times with the Pelicans, and it's won. I always like to have some of these just under the possession. You always talk about it. Even a 3, 3, 2.5, then under 2, I really love. And then you could just go money line if you don't mind the juice. So I get it.
And I certainly don't. All right. I guess I'll wait and think a little bit. Torrey Coker says take the over. Yeah, and EQ says, if the Pelicans win the first half like they usually do, I'll play the live spread instead of the plus 6.5. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, there you go. Ron Crawford, Pels smash. Bad Utah team on the road. Wow. So Ron Crawford liking the third part of that trifecta as well. Not worried about Utah covering so much recently. Wow, okay, Ron Crawford like the Pelicans full game. But not enough to make them his spreadsheet play of the day, which is, it turns out, the next game we're going to talk about here, OKC and Portland. Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day likes OKC as a double-digit home favorite, of course, against Portland. Portland blown out by the Lakers last game, big road dog. Had been covering a bit before that, though, Now OKC back home after the 4-game trip. They won and covered their last 2. And Portland, of course, has played OKC twice and got fucked up both times. I don't mean they lost by 30. I mean they lost by 50, right? In case you don't remember. Last game was 60. So I was looking at this. I haven't bet it yet, but I have to think that Portland first quarter getting whatever, 5, 4, whatever they're given. I mean, they're an NBA team, right? They've gotten fucked up by this team twice in a row in a major way. they're going to come in and at least for the first 3 minutes, probably the first quarter, give everything they got. Or maybe I'm wrong. Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day is OKC full game. But first quarter might be a different story. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's worth a shot on Portland at first quarter? I'll check the line right now. What do you think, Connor Mack?
Yeah, this team is bad. So, Pete, like the few times where it's been successful for me, a little bit more is them at home has been Portland. This is, though, not the best spot for the Thunder. They had that 4-game trip. They split it. They lost the first two, the Clippers and Lakers, and they bounced back. The big win against the Jazz. And then they beat the T-Wolves just a couple days ago. So they're rested, but they come home, then they go back out on the road for, I think, 2 or 3 more with the schedule when I was looking through it. So not an easy one, but this Thunder team, I mean, just could see effort here, win. And one thing I think they'll at least get maybe is their team total. I don't know if they cover this 14, but I think they could get their team total here. I have to look it up what it is. But I think they could get there. Yeah, you're taking a shot. I had the Blazers the other day, and they shit on me. So one of the losses. And then the time before that, they won at home. I believe they were a dog. And that's more like where I want them. I really don't want them on the road at all.
Okay, Connor Mack. Let's have a little fun here.
I'm
going to try to shock the world here, Connor Mack. I'm going to take a shot. Portland Blazers, first quarter. I could get 4.5 at -106 at Pinnacle, but I'll admit I'm a little bit terrified here. So I'm going to take the 5 at -119. I'm going to take Portland first quarter +5, -119. They got fucked up by this team twice, and they're NBA players. At least for a quarter, I think they're going to come in and give everything they got. Go ahead.
What you got is with you need, and these guys need to play even more minutes because right now they don't have much of a bench at all. Like you just got to play Grant, Walker, Brogdon, Simmons. And if you got the first quarter, you have all those guys for basically the whole 12 minutes, Pete. So I don't mind it because you need those guys in. So I'd rather go first quarter almost than first half.
Okay. And Julian Cesario says, I do agree, Pete. I'll bet the first quarter if you do. LOL. Okay.
Yeah.
Me and Julian Cesario, we might shock the world if this one covers. People all over gambling Twitter are going to be like, who is Loshak and Julian Cesario? Who are these guys that shock the world taking Portland first quarter? Shock the world. Me and Julian Cesario are going to try to shock the world by betting on Portland first quarter. Ron Crawford, like in OKC, full game, spreadsheet play of the day. Full game, though. Top set says Portland is terrible. Yes, we know that. We know that. Tori Coker likes Portland team total under. Someone else liked the Portland team total under as well earlier in the show. I can't remember who. Oh, there, Flex 305 JC. Add me to shock the world. Wow, great comments here. Great comments here. Wow, Ron Crawford, Pels smash bad Utah road team. Justin McAlee might have it there. The Pelicans trifecta, and not even worry about what Utah's done recently at ATS. All right, but I'm taking that one. Now let's move on. Last NBA game on the card is the Clippers and the Lakers. Clippers a big favorite here. Lakers crushed Portland last game, but they're terrible, so we don't give them too much credit for that. Clippers have also been pretty good at ATS recently, and I thought that I just took a shot with the over here. Both these teams, I think, are playing well offensively, effective offensively. They should both get to 115 or whatever they'll need. I don't know exactly what. I guess it makes sense the Clippers are that big of a favorite, but if I was an NBA expert, I'd have more of an opinion on it. At first glance, I thought, wow, that seems a little high as far as the spread is concerned. I did take a shot with the over at 230.5, and I haven't even checked to see where the line has moved. Let's glance at it. Wow, there you go, 234.5. I was right. I'd still take it at 234.5. I might give it officially. What do you think, Connor Mack? I swear I didn't plan that. I didn't look at the line and then plan per day. I really did think the over was a good bet there. What do you think? And in the meantime, also the Clippers. First time I saw it was 8.5. Now it's up to 9 and juiced even further. So someone in the market, at least as of right now, really liking the Clippers, unless that's misdirection. What's your take on this game, Connor Mack?
Yeah, I wanted to just double check here with this. What is it? Yeah, it's moved because last night I grabbed the team total with the Clippers over 118.5. I think it's even good to 120 here. I think they get that. So that correlates with the over. No LeBron James. So what do we get here? Right. No LeBron with the Lakers. If you look at the Lakers, I mean, can Reeves, he's got to step up, play more minutes. Will he do anything? Who knows? Russell, I'd look at his points. They were 19.5. I think he's got to play a bigger game. He was pretty good in their first matchup that went to OT, because the second game they had, just what was that, 3 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago? It was kind of a dead under, 106, 103. But with no LeBron in there, I think the Clippers kind of do what they want. And the Lakers just haven't been good defensively. Let's face it. Yeah. they're not very good at all. A little bit more of an over team throughout the year. So I like the Clippers team total over, but I don't mind the full game too. So over, Clippers should roll here.
All right. I'll take the over even at the higher line. It's 234.5 most places. Bet online, though, I'm still seeing 234. So I'll take that one, even though it's 3.5 points higher than where I bet it. Lakers Clippers over 234 minus 110 current line at Bet Online. Let's look at the comment section, see what people have to say. And Markel is not even technically a road game for the Lakers. That's right. Upset, still just slamming Portland. Oh, I hear you, pal. Let me see. Julian Zari and I might shock absolutely zero people with our first quarter bet. Tori Coker likes Lakers +9 in the money line. Andrew G. Clippers by murder. Yeah, and Tori Coker, when the star misses game, the role players step up. Lakers money line and +9 for me. That would really shock the world if the Lakers money line won it. Let me see the line on that. Yeah, around +330 or so. 325 or so for the Lakers to win it outright. I'm just going to stick with the over. All right, Connor Mack. Nice little NBA card. I'll review my official plays, and you review yours, and then move on to college basketball. I'm taking Denver Indy under 239. Knicks Nets first half under 114. Portland first quarter +5 minus 119, and Lakers Clippers over 234. What are your official plays as of right now, Connor Mack?
I'm with you on the under, Pete. 239. I think it'll be a struggle to get there. No Halliburton with the Nuggets. I like it. I'm waiting here. I don't want the Nets. I'm going to stay off, and I'm going to wait on this Jazz Pelicans. I get all the love. I think it's a great spot for them there early too, but I don't know about full game, so I'm going to hang on and wait for that one. And I took this last night, and I think it's good to 120. It's basically what you get now. It's a little bit minus 125, but I took the Clippers team total over 118.5 last night. Right. I think they get to 125 pretty easy versus the Lakers. So if you don't mind 120, take that.
Yep.
That's it.
Sounds good. And once again, lots of people in the comments section, lots of knowledgeable people saying it's Nets or nothing in this spot against the Knicks. Connor Mack pointing out that the Knicks have had some nice results recently, but against inferior competition. And the Utah Pelicans game might be Pelicans trifecta. We know what the Pelicans do first half. A lot of people liking them early. And Ron Crawford liking them full game as well. Ron Crawford, stretchy play of the day is OKC minus all those points. Lakers, Clippers, interesting game. Line heading up with LeBron James out. All right, Connor Mack.
Beautiful.
Let's move on to college basketball. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I've made a bunch of bets in college basketball on these games. I'm not even sure where to start. Okay, let me see. The first, I'll just call out one bet that I made. All right, I'll call out this one bet that I made. Okay, you ready? Pitt, of course, off an awesome win at Duke, right? How good are they really, though? They're all right, probably. They had lost 5 of 6 ATS before that. Georgia Tech off a home loss to Virginia, which is a little bit forgivable. They had 2 nice margin covers on the road before that, though. Unless Georgia Tech is some kind of team that just shits the bed at home and is much better on the road, got to think Georgia Tech as a home dog, first half and full game, and maybe Georgia Tech team total over as well are good bets here to fade Pitt off the big win at Duke. What do you think?
Pete, I have 4 or 5 bets we'll get through. This one's right underneath it here. Okay. I haven't bet it yet. Okay. I want Georgia Tech too. I don't think they've been playing very good basketball as of late. They kind of had a decent start. Losers of 7 of 8. They're back here at home against a team that can get a win. And you mentioned it. Pitt just red hot, and that happens for them from 3. They shoot 50%, and hence it's all on him. He was 7 for 7 from deep. And he's a guy who's going to take a lot. A great shooter, great 3-point shooter for Pitt, but that's not going to happen, I don't think, again, for this Pitt team. They've had some success for Georgia Tech in the past, even coming here and winning. But I think this is scrappy. I was hoping to get 4 here to really love it, but I'm very close. I think you take Georgia Tech or nothing in this one. They need a win here, Pete. They need a home win in conference. Do they not, Georgia Tech? They want to do. I mean, come on now. Of
course.
This is talk about a desperate team here. Needs a win at home. Is Georgia Tech for sure?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it first half. Weird stuff in the market though. Georgia Tech first half at Pinnacle is +1 -118. At Bet Online, it's just +1 -105, which is very curious. And and Heritage has 1.5 at this is I think Heritage is oh right, that's for the full game. Yeah, and at Heritage we got +1.5 -110. All right, I'll start off with that. I'll make that my official play. Georgia Tech first half +1.5 -110. Again, as you said, Georgia Tech not a good team. Might be particularly bad at home. Pitt not as good as we saw them at Duke, but still might be a solid team. Of course, Ensign could do well again. I'll make that an official play as of right now. Georgia Tech first half +1.5 -110, leaning full game as well. Not sure if I want to double up. Connor Mack, what are you liking from today's card?
All right, let's hit my first one here. The early start time. I'm on Georgetown +3.5 here, Pete, versus Butler. This Butler team might be a little bit better than Georgetown, but this team hasn't been good on the road. And they're a team that I don't think should be laying points, even against Georgetown here. Yeah. Records 12-7, Georgetown's 8-10. And they haven't been great at home. When I go through everything, I think this team's scrappy enough, and they're off a tough loss by a point versus Xavier.
Yes.
They've had some good tight games at home. Even the loss to Seton Hall by 4. That was just, a week ago, a little over a week ago. I think Georgetown can hang in this one. So I took 3.5 with them. Give me the Hoyas.
Yeah.
Lean over.
No, I hear you. That was another bet that I made. I bet Georgetown first half and full game. Georgetown, of course, is a scrappy team, first-year coach. So they're one of these teams that can lose game in and game out and still have fight with them, especially at home. Julian Cesario says, damn, I'm on Butler -3. I mean, Butler's obviously better, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Noli knows Boise to the moon. Let me copy and paste that right now. Big Lucci, Georgetown covers. All right, a lot of opinions coming in on this game. First, let me copy and paste Boise to the moon from Noli knows. Mike M. Perky Bump Sanderson likes Pitt money line. Okay. All right. Yeah, let me see what I want to do here. I'm definitely going to take Georgetown first half. And I'm probably going to double up with them as well. And what's your take on the total? Noli knows, you got anything on that? Someone earlier was saying Butler team total under. I was definitely leaning under in this game in general. So I would also be leaning Butler team total over as well, of course.
Yeah, as it come down, though, too much, that's the only thing that I thought. Yeah. I thought if it came down even a little bit more, you could look the other way and even look to the over. But, I wanted nothing to do with the total.
All right, I'm going to line shop around. I'll give Georgetown first half and full game, and I will shop around a little to get the best lines that I can give myself right now. And let's talk about another game that I bet Connor Mack. A bunch of games that I bet. Let me see. Let me just remind myself here. What did I bet? I don't even remember what I bet. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did bet the under in Texas, Oklahoma first half and full game. That looks like it's gone down a little bit. All right, we can talk about that. Texas, Oklahoma. This is a tough game. They haven't really been under trending, low scoring teams, but this is, obviously it's a little of a rivalry game, and it's an important game just in terms of where we are in the year. So the total was 145.5. I hit the under, now down to 142. Probably still take it. Give that officially as well, and the first half under I like also. Both these teams not that good ATS in general, so don't really have an opinion on the side, but I definitely like the under on the opening line, and probably still like it a bit now. What do you think? You got anything? Texas Oklahoma, an interesting matchup, Connor.
Yeah, Oklahoma off the win versus Cincy. Now they're in. I think here with home they have to dictate the pace here. That's why you like the under, Pete, with Oklahoma. Yeah. And I think they could do that here. I just worry this could slip over. There's a few of these totals today that were very close to me. You know, I wrote this one down. There's 4 or 5 others that were right there. Texas has been a little bit more of an over team. For some reason, some of these games just trickle over. They just get into the 70s, Pete, and get over this number. So this is kind of spot on, I thought, this total. And Texas kind of has owned Oklahoma, too. I think they beat them 4 or 5 straight. So I didn't even want to lay on the side, lay anything here with Oklahoma, even though I think they could get the win. So this was a game I had to stay off.
All right, so let me quote my numbers here on the Georgetown game. I'm going to take Georgetown first half, plus 1.5, minus 106. Current line at Heritage. And I'm going to take them full game, plus 3, minus 105. That's the current line at BetOnline. And as far as this Texas-Oklahoma game, I agree. With the line dropping, it was 145.5 when I got it. Now it's down to 142, juice to the under. So I don't think I'm going to give that, but I will still give the first half under in this game, and I'll shop around a little bit and find a nice line for that one. While you tell us another pick you like, Connor Mack. What do you like?
This game I sat with a ton here, Pete. And when you go through this team, they don't really do anything well. They actually shoot the ball, but they get to the rim a ton. They had a player injured. They played well with him out. I don't know if he will be in. Matt Cross. This is UMass. Short home favorite. They've been great at home, especially against St. Joe's here. Would they just get to the rim? That's why I think they can win this. And this line's crept out too. What do you have here, by the way? Because I haven't looked at this really this morning.
For UMass, let me see.
3.5. 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. Right.
Yeah, this was a play, I think, at 2. I think at the 3.5, 3.5 is a little bit staying away. They don't shoot it well. They don't shoot free throws well. I talk about that a ton. Even laying a short number like this, Pete, I don't really want. I forget what they are here. I want to double check. 68%. Not very good. 31% from 3, like I said. Did they get to the rim, though? And they play at a crazy pace. And they've just been good at home. So it's kind of like a spot play for them. I just think they get the W here at home against the St. Joe's teams that's just been, I think, average. They're a team that's really good at home as well. That on the road, 1-4 on the road, just take L's. So short number. Now at 3.5, I lean that way, UMass.
Okay, sounds good. And the line I'm going to quote for Texas, Oklahoma first half, I'm going to take the Heritage line, 67.5 minus 112. It's a little bit lower in other places. Heritage right now, 67.5 minus 112. Yeah. So I will take that. Glancing at the comment section, Ron, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Real quick. These teams are just like if this was flipped, I'd look at St. Joe's at home. They're both 12-6. They've both been good ATS, 13-5, 11-7. They're just not that good on the road and better at home. So if this was flipped, I'd look the other way. But I think you look at UMass. Go ahead.
No, I hear you. Ron Crawford liking UMass. Lucky Lefty 211 liking Georgetown first half money line plus 115. I certainly would agree with that as well. All right. Shout out to Mike M. Okay. Next game on the card next game that I bet. Let me find something else that I bet. And you tell me what you think about it, Connor Mack. Yeah, I bet that. Let me see. There was a few other things. Okay, we can talk about this. Oh, okay. Obvious one. Okay. Wait, let me find it. And then there was another obvious one there as well. Okay, Michigan, Purdue, right? Now, Purdue, not one of these, elite teams that you want to fade game in and game out. They are getting their full game covers, but first half they do very, very well. Michigan, I don't like them right now. I think they're not in a good spot. They got a guy out. I forgot his name. I'll check my notes to refresh my memory. I would rather be getting 10, and maybe I will buy down to 10 at Pinnacle. 10 minus 120. Could lose, but I don't like Michigan right now. Purdue is rolling teams at home in the first half. And Purdue, first half, minus 10.5 or buying down to 10 minus 120. I bet that. What do you think about that, Connor Mack? Purdue first half?
I don't mind it. I'm definitely not betting really against Purdue at home, Pete. We mentioned I look for spots to kind of fade them on the road. I stayed off it, and I kind of leaned Iowa on Saturday. I'm glad I stayed off the game. They won by 12. That number was only 6 or 7. Yeah, Jackson, I don't think he's going to play for Michigan. I don't know if it matters. This team is not very good. They haven't been able to get wins all year long in the Big Ten. Big Ten home teams, very, very good. So I get your play. Not one I wanted to mess with.
Right, I
a
hear
lot
you.
of points. But Purdue, they got Edey, huge, and then they can just kick it out, and they got three-point guys that can just nail it from 3 guards. So Purdue.
And I'm just not sure. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times these kind of crappy teams that don't really have it, like Michigan, when they play the, number 1 or number 2 ranked team, then all of a sudden they come out of nowhere. So I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan wins the first half money line at all. But I'm going to add on for my official play, Purdue first half. I'll take the 10 line at Heritage right now. Purdue first half -10, -119. That's current line at Heritage. I understand why that might be, in retrospect, an incredibly stupid bet. If it is -1.2 units of loss, I can handle it. Wouldn't be the first time that's happened. Won't be the last for sure. And here you go, spreadsheet. Ron Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day. Oh, it's Oklahoma, -4. Okay. I took the under in that game. But Ron Crawford's spreadsheet play of the day is Oklahoma. All right, what else are you liking here, Connor Mack?
Yeah, I'm going with a dog. I think there's too many points. I try to stay on a lot of home dogs here in conference play. But unless I see a team that's playing well, a little bit over their head from where I thought they were earlier in the year, and that's Xavier here, +8.5. After Creighton,
I was about to shout that out, but I didn't want to cut you off. That's what I was thinking the whole time, and I was like, should I interrupt him and shout out Xavier? I didn't do it, but absolutely, I agree with you. Go ahead, Connor Mack.
Bingo. Yeah, Creighton off the kind of a gift, just a wild game, one of the better college games. I mean, back and forth, triple OT to Seton Hall. They rely on the 3 a ton, and now they're at home laying a big number. It just seems like off that win, very happy. And they could win this by double digits if they're on, but I don't think they will be. I think this was too many points. The Xavier team that's just been winning as of late, won 3 in a row. And some of these losses on the road, which I always look for, Pete, they're 1-3 on the road straight up, but they're 3-1 ATS. This team can cover. They lost at Nova by 1. They won at Providence. I like this Xavier team. Too many points. Give me the +8.5.
I agree with you, and I'm going to add on first half for my official play. And again, I'm going to use Heritage lines, which are right now a little bit better than the Pinnacle line. I could take 4.5 -106, but I'll be a little safe, and I will take 5 -115 current line at Heritage right now. Xavier first half +5 -115 official play. Probably should take 4.5 -106, but I'll take the 5 -115, and I completely agree with you on that one, Connor Mack. Let's look at shout out to Nut Flush Allen, who's back? Oh, Pull one up. Wow, been sports wagering for over 25 years. That means this guy's a grizzled veteran, hard to impress. Let's see if we're impressing him. I have legit connections with sharps in Vegas, dude. Let's be friends. Hit me up on Twitter, Loshak. He goes, I'm always looking for insights and angles, and I like what this channel is doing. Connor Mack. You know how hard that is to impress someone, to say something, get a nice comment like that. Everyone hates everyone in sports betting. This guy giving us a positive comment, been doing it for 25 years. Shout out to you, Pull One Up. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Pull One Up. There shouldn't be any hate. There shouldn't be hate, Pete. We're all just trying to win.
Hate is
beat
fun,
the book, trying to win money.
Though.
I know the hate
like
here.
Because it's so fucking funny, and I like jokes even more than money. You know
it is, I guess, but there needs to be no hate. We're all just trying to. You're not going against each other here. We're trying to win money. So, but thanks for the comment.
I'm going to disagree with you on that. I like hate. I'm just saying, and it also makes it more meaningful when people say that.
Well, no, I mean, I don't need hate with us. Like, I mean, we can get a little more hate here, if you want. But I don't
disagree. Sure, even
you disagree.
It's good. Hell yeah, UPK, shout out to you, shout out to you, shout out to you. Hell yeah, Billy Freeman says, I love hate. Yep, as much disagreement here as there was on the Vegas Islanders game. All right, let's move on, Connor Mack. Let's see what else. What else do we got here going on here? Shout out to Pull One Up. Shout out to Pull One Up. All right, what else did I bet? I bet a lot. I don't want to go on too long, but there was a bunch of bets I made. Xavier was definitely one of them. I also did take a shot with Florida State first half. Now, this is a little dicier. I'm sure you looked into it. Tell me what you think of it. Syracuse in general is a team that I'm happy to fade right now. they're not
Man.
losing ATS. They're about 50-50 ATS right now, but they're coming off a big buzzer win at home. And Florida State is a solid team, right? They're coming off a home loss to Clemson, but they had 5 straight nice covers before that. And if Syracuse was a team that I didn't want to fade right now, I probably would be more hesitant. But if I have a reason to fade them, I'm certainly happy to. And Florida State getting a couple of points. I like them full game and first half, but I think I'll just, for the purpose of this show, make the first half play official. It's down from 4 to 3, so a little bit of money so far has come in at Florida State. I'm going to make an official play right now. Florida State first half. I'm going to shop around and get the best line for myself. Connor Mack, what's your take on this interesting situation here?
Yeah, I get why. I looked at this a bunch last night. Pete, Syracuse off the good win against Miami, and the win against Pitt after getting just getting blasted by North Carolina. North Carolina playing very, very good basketball right now, just taking care of anyone and everyone. But Florida State, has been pretty good on the road. They have wins at Miami. They just lost at home to Clemson. It's like a classic game for them to lose, that Clemson game just on Saturday. But I think this was too many as well. Florida State, in the end, of course, you want them as a dog, not as a favorite. They don't shoot free throws well. They're a team that needs to get to the rim, second chance points. So I don't mind the play. I stayed off. And this game was lower, Pete, the total a little bit in the 140s. Like this was 146-7. This wasn't over for me. But we're a little bit too far where it was past what I liked to take the over, even though I think we could get some points and it could get over. So I'll lean on that over. If this was 4 points lower, I'd be on the over here.
All right, well, I'm going to make this an official play. I'm going to shop around a little bit. I'm going to take the Pinnacle line right now. Florida State first half, +2, -116. Official play. Florida State first half, +2, -116. Any other official plays you want to give out, Connor Mack?
Yeah, I have one here, Pete. This one is almost a game. I'll pulling a Pete here, or I say a Babano. That could be a split for me, and maybe I don't even go full game. But the first half is so low. I was hoping this first half would be 2 points higher, 3 points higher. I'm talking about UAB Charlotte. Charlotte, one of my favorite under teams. We saw Nolan Nose in here. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. I think Charlotte at home dictates the pace, just off a 56-44 win versus North Texas. They can kind of go to pace that UAB will get to, and UAB though isn't the team they were last year. They were just up and down, scoring a ton. I mean, they're off a 69-61 win against East Carolina. They could still get up and down. They're not great defensively, but Charlotte's horrible offensively. You know what I mean? So it kind of evens out here, and I think Charlotte slows it down and keeps this in it. Here, one thing why the full game, Pete, was UAB, a team that gets to the rack and gets to the line. Here, I wanted to get at. They shoot 18 makes. That's 14th in the country and 24 free throw shots a game. That means the end of the game, they're getting to the line, they're getting hacked, and they're making them too. They're decent. But so 24 free throws, 18 makes. That had me even though I like this number at 139.5, the under. And the first half, which I was talking about, is 65.5. I was just hoping for 68.5 to really love this. So I don't know. This could be a split for me. I just stepped back here and thought about it, but I think this is an under. I think Charlotte slows this down, and I like the under. You have anything in this game?
No, I mean your analysis is accurate, and I wouldn't disagree with it. I just didn't. I didn't bet that one. I'm sorry. What's a full game total on that one?
139.5.
Yeah, I mean I'd be leaning under slightly for sure in the first half. Yeah, I mean I agree with you. I agree with you on that. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it. All right, there's one other game that I bet, Connor Mack. You tell me what you think of it. Dayton and LaSalle. I took Dayton first half against LaSalle. Dayton is an excellent team. LaSalle doesn't really have it. The only thing that makes me nervous is LaSalle's off a long break. They're at home, and a lot of times, throughout the college basketball season, but especially around now, you see teams like LaSalle make a change of form a little bit where they stop getting blown out like they were earlier in the year. So I really don't like to fade a team like LaSalle at this point in the year off a long break. But Dayton's so good that I did take a shot with just the first half. I feels nervous about that, and I don't really want to give it officially. But you have anything to say about that one?
This one was too tough for me, Pete. I kind of crossed it off. I get it. Dayton, is the better team here. Could go easily on the road here and win. They do it. They're great defensively. You talked about LaSalle hasn't played in over a week. I think it's 8 days. They're sneaky, though. They're sneaky here at home, LaSalle. Every once in a while, they can play tough. The shots drop and can hang around. So I think, you think Dayton can jump on them early. I want nothing to do with this because a few more points. I'd be looking at LaSalle.
Yeah. I'm gonna pass on that one. Are there any official games any official plays you want to give out, Connor Mack, or should we just start then touching on? Okay, hit us up with one.
Let's hit one more. It's this is a team I haven't really wanted. There's been a few spots all year long, but I gotta take him out. And I was kind of hoping. I'm glad this has stayed there, Pete, because it seems like there's a lot of love for TCU. But I was hoping for 5.5 here. I want Oklahoma State, and this is a bad basketball team. But a little bit different. They're better at home. We know how this team plays. Gallagher Arena here. TCU off a couple losses too. Just lost. I know they lost by 1, but it really was 4 to Iowa State. There was a late 3 there. Back-to-back losses there. So they're desperate. Oklahoma State, like I talked about, has lost 4 or 5 in a row? 5 in a row. They're not good offensively, and they've even looked bad defensively. One place they played solid is at home. I almost took them in that Baylor game. They covered that by a point, Pete. They lost 75-70. I'm very close. I like Oklahoma State here, plus 4.5. I think it's kind of the biggest game for them all year at home.
Yeah.
Kind of a spot play because they're not very good.
Yeah, and for all the people who think that I just look at line moves and then claim to have been on the right side of it, here's when I was on the wrong side. I like the under. Quite a bit. Got it at 145, got the first half as well, and now it's up to 146 or 146.5. So total's gotten bet up, but as you said, it's a big game, and I do think that at least for the first half, things should be pretty tight, and I'm not 100% sure what would cause this line to move up. Although, that's just the full game line. The first half, I'm still liking the under, but I was liking the under here. Line moved against me. You have anything on the total on this one?
TCU's just been playing kind of at a crazy pace, and their games, Pete, I've gotten hit by them. They've gone over. They just it went over by a point or two against Oklahoma. It went over by a point or 1 point by that 3 against Iowa State. So and they're lined this perfect 145, 146. This is just kind of right where I thought it should be. I'd still lean under, especially with Oklahoma State. If you like them at home, that's what I like. They got to play defense here. All the love on TCU, but this line opens at 5 and it's just stayed here. Dropped a half point and stuck at 4.5. Give me the Sooners. I mean, not the Sooners.
No, I hear you. All right, I'm gonna stick with my initial thought on this one. I'm going to once again shock the world by taking a first half under here with TCU and Oklahoma State. I understand why it could lose, but it's a big game. I'll take the first half under. I'll take the Pinnacle line, 69 minus 113. TCU, Oklahoma State, first half under, 69 minus 113. Yeah, I mean, they went super high in that Kansas game. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like Oklahoma State, like you said, the spot is so important that it's a little bit of a different situation. Could be a loser, but I will add that one on the first half under 69. I'll shop around a little bit, see if I can get a better line somewhere. All right, let's see. So you're taking Oklahoma State, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. Your plays. I'll probably tell you on that one, Connor Mack. All right, let's glance at the games and then, comments section. And like that covers that, Pete Sharp. Thank you very much, Chip Pilar. Fits great. Perky Bump Sanderson says Wisconsin money line, free pesos. All right, let's talk about that one. That's a tough one. You know, Minnesota is I don't know. I was leaning. I didn't bet that one at all. Let me find my notes. I was definitely leaning Minnesota. Sorry, let me find my notes. So many games here. Yeah, the Minnesota game is. We'll talk about the Duke game. That's an interesting one for sure, and a few others. Yeah, it's gotten bet down. It was 4.5. I thought Minnesota might have been the play. Wisconsin's obviously been a great team this year, ATS, and they change up their offense. But Minnesota, I don't know. Overall, they've been great ATS on the year.
Yeah.
Last three, they've come down to earth. There was a big injury issue for Minnesota, and actually, my play on this one that I wanted to take was the first half over. But you think Wisconsin's free money here? I mean, Minnesota is obviously looking like one of those teams that was undervalued for a big stretch of the year, and now they're looking like they're going to go into a run where they're at least, at best accurately assessed by the market, if not overvalued. What's your take on this one? Interesting matchup here.
This one was tough for me. It was a no play. You mentioned Hawkins, the guard. He's questionable with the ankle for Minnesota. I want him in. 15-3, just money ATS, because I don't think Minnesota's very good. At home they are.
Yeah. At
the barn they're decent. The line's short. Wisconsin's kind of just owned them too. The last few years, it's just been wins for them. But you got to win by 4 here on the road. And like Minnesota, a dog, which I could get mine, but horrible free throw shooting team, 67%. You shoot 33% from 3. It's not great. I just don't think they're very good. And whoever's been taking them early on, congrats if you've been cashing with them. And I think I kind of lean their way, Pete, the home dog. Mm-hmm. I just don't trust it, especially with Hawkins out.
Yeah, what do you think about the first half over, though? Because I do think that Minnesota, that Wisconsin, obviously playing a different style now. In spots, their totals are still a little bit too low. And I'm thinking,
I haven't had the best read on Minnesota. They're a little bit slower. They're not. So it's been tough. I haven't really messed with their totals. When I get Wisconsin, you want the under, Pete. But you're right. They've done a different team this year. They're big. They're a great rebounding team, but they've been able to get up and down and score more points. It's just one of those where I want nothing to do with, because it's a little bit. I don't want the over.
And in the meantime,
what I'm thinking.
Total has been pounded down. It was 142.5. Now it's all the way down to 139.5. So a 3-point drop. I was thinking about giving the first half over 65.5 minus 116. I'm probably going to be on that one, especially now that it's headed down. Let me check some of my other notes. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand this line move. I'm liking the over. And You know what? I will give it out. I'll trust myself here. I like the full game over as well, but I'll just stick with the first half over. Wisconsin, Minnesota, use the Pinnacle line right now. First half over 65.5 minus 116. Current line at Pinnacle, 65.5 minus 116. I wouldn't be surprised if this one closes maybe even at 144 if we see some significant U-shaped line movement on this total. All right, let's look at the comment section. Anyone else? Oh, wow. Perky Bump Sanderson really liking the Badgers. When Wisconsin wins, I will drink a cup of my own pee on live stream. Some people think that's like a health move. So that's not even like it's probably gross, but it's considered healthy by some wackos out there. Let's see. Oh, Mike M. posting stuff.
Perky, warm or cold though? Let's see Andreas piss.
Looking for Mike M comments here. He's on some kind of delay. I can't see it. All right. Anyway, let's move on to the Kentucky game. South Carolina is interesting. Kentucky, obviously great, right? But South Carolina, also pretty good. They've been good ATS as well. The line I think I first saw was 4.5. Now it's up to 5. The total, I was thinking, I don't know. Kentucky, very high scoring team, but South Carolina can slow teams down. I think it's an interesting game. I didn't take a shot with it, and it looks like the total the total has really stayed where it was. It was 155 when I saw it. Now it's up to 156 roughly. About a half-point move in favor of Kentucky. Both teams really good ATS all year long. I think that Dabby Cab loved Kentucky first half. Can't say that a bet on Kentucky's bad, but a fade of South Carolina as a home dog makes me nervous. You got anything on this one?
I don't. You know what? I get where he's coming from. This is a little bit revenge off that loss. What was it, 2 weeks ago? January 10th?
Yeah.
With Kentucky. They just have been so efficient on offense, just been so up and down. It seems like they get in the 90s, no matter who it is. Can South Carolina really slow this down to a crawl, and play defense to be in this? I think that's what they got to do here. Like they had success in the first matchup. It's gone out here a little bit too far, 5.5 for me. I just don't know if they could beat them twice, but they don't have to here to cover. In the end, I just stayed off. And this total is way high. Kentucky just keeps cashing overs.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It just seems like, or they take their team total. It just keeps getting there. So I stayed off in the end of this game.
Meantime, Ron Crawford talking about KC in the championship game. Ron Crawford liking KC. And here we go. Pull one up. I'm not going to add this to my official record, but I'm definitely going to tail it. Heavy steam coming on BYU this morning. Public is on Houston first half, full game spreads and money line. BYU dictates pace at home and matches up with Houston well. Sharp play, BYU +3. Feels scary, and that's why it's sharp. And everyone on covers, including myself, would be leaning Houston. No, I'm not. That game, it was like, it looked, I didn't look at it and say I like BYU here, but I definitely looked at it and said I'm off until further notice because it's a fishy, weird game. Ron Crawford likes Houston, but on the money line, Dabby Cab. Kentucky pushes the pace. The defensive board very hard to slow down, almost impossible. So Dabby Cab liking Kentucky. I think it was first half. And pull one up. Sharp play BYU +3. I'll tail that. What do you think, Connor Mack?
I like it. I haven't moved on it. There's not a lot of threes out there, so I'll wait. Yeah, I think the public's going to love Houston here in this spot.
Yeah.
They just struggle to score, Pete, and they're very good defensively, and that could hold down BYU. But this place should be rocking here in Provo tonight. Like, for Houston to come into town, I think this is a gettable game for BYU. The threes got dropped. We saw it just a week ago, Iowa State, right? I mean, they won 87-72. The shots dropped for BYU. They got to be physical a little bit because that's with Houston, but I think they could win here for sure.
See, this is why this show is so great. We really hit both sides of the spectrum here, right? We have the comment from Poe One Up, heavy steam coming on BYU, sharp play BYU +3. And then for people on the other side of the spectrum, we have Perky Bump Sanderson saying Kentucky money line while I sit there and watch the game drinking my own pee. That's how you make a successful sports betting show in 2024. We cater to the entire spectrum of sports betting enthusiasts. Shout out to both of you. Poe One Up, giving us sharp plays. Perky Bumps Sanderson talking about drinking his own pee in the comment section. Shout out to you, Perky Bumps. All right. Anything else on the card that's interesting? Yeah, Ohio State, Nebraska is interesting, right? Obviously, Nebraska very strong at home, relatively weaker on the road. Felt like an obvious no-brainer play on Nebraska. When I first saw it was 2.5. Now it's up to 3.5 or 4. No-brainer play on Nebraska?
Yeah, I think so. How can you not? They got the win, coming after that loss to Rutgers against Northwestern, hung on for the cover. I just think Ohio State, and in past, they've been all right, but they're not good on the road. I don't think they're a very good basketball team. Like, I think they're decent at home in the Big Ten. They're going to win some games, but they haven't done anything on the road. They have a neutral game. I think that was UCLA earlier on in the year. It was a close game that they won. But Nebraska here, and this has gone their way a little bit at home.
Yeah.
I think they get it done.
Ron Crawford says Iowa State unreal at Hilton Coliseum. Watch out Kansas on Saturday. Yeah. Oh, no, yeah. Kentucky. Wait, who are they playing on Saturday?
Kansas at Iowa State, I think.
They're playing Kansas, Saturday. Right. Okay, right. Yeah. Watch out. For sure. All right, let's look. And then there's the West Virginia Central Florida game. I don't know. West Virginia, of course, off the huge win. Central Florida, an impressive team, but should they be giving 8? I don't know. Someone else earlier in the show said they like the under, which makes sense to me. I might have a play on this one by tip, but I got nothing on it as of right now.
Me too. I like the under here.
Yeah, I'd love to take UCF first half, but I don't think I can lay those points first half either.
You know what? They're at home, but I can't lay points with them. Not this. Right. Even against West Virginia. I can't do it. They're good defensively. I just can't trust them in the end to make shots and want to lay this number, even though I think they could get the cover. But I'd be more on the under, good defense. West Virginia, a little bit more up and down. Last night when I was going through it, to me, this was an under or nothing. I wanted to, some of these, I just got to look at it more. It wasn't just a move right away, but I definitely lean under here.
All right, then two games that we got to talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he's still out. Yeah, Edwards is out for West Virginia. I just wanted to touch on that. He's going to be out till
all right.
February,
2 games.
so.
Let's quickly talk about them because they are both interesting. I don't know if you want to add anything, but we got to talk about them first. Louisville and Duke, right? Louisville's always an interesting team to talk about. Duke off of that loss to Pitt at home, just really bad loss for Duke. I would say watch out for Duke in their next home game. I didn't even check to see who that's against, but look out. Duke's going to be pissed in their next home game, maybe the game after that. Are they going to be pissed here on the road against Louisville? I'm not sure. Louisville got blasted by Wake Forest in their last game, but they had actually covered 3 before that, 3 in a row. And, Louisville now catching a whole bunch of points at home. And Duke also has some guys who are out that do matter that probably contributed to the game against Pitt. I don't know, man. I haven't bet it yet, but I'm definitely leaning Louisville at plus 14, even though Duke is off of that embarrassing loss. Although maybe not. Duke might come in and win the first half by 20. So, and I might be on Duke first half by tip. I haven't bet it yet. As of right now, thinking maybe Louisville or Duke first half.
Duke off the loss, I think you could look at that. But this is a shit ton of points, especially if Mitchell and Roach aren't going to play.
Yeah.
No way do you look at them. Louisville's awful, but these points are a lot, especially if those guys are going to be out. And it hasn't been easy for me to take Louisville. But in these bigger games, they've been able to cover the number and hang in 15 points, Pete. And that's what you get here. And Mitchell and Roach, 2 of their better players. It's a ton of points missing for Duke. So we'll see. You got to wait on that. But and Louisville off that horrible loss at Wake Forest. Back home where they're not the best, but hey, they lost to NC State by 7. Could this be a 10, 12-point loss? For sure. So I think Louisville, I wrote this down last night, but it's a wait on those guys to make sure they're out for Duke.
Yeah. Someone's asking about, who is it? Miles Johnson asking about San Diego and Portland. I don't know if you looked at that. It's a very interesting game. Portland has a lot of guys. They were down to, I think, 6 scholarship guys in their last game. But, San Diego is just not a good team on the road. So, I don't know. I guess I would take Portland. I just, unless I really want to, I'm not going to take San Diego on the road. So I guess I take Portland, but I don't really want to take them either. Maybe Portland first half. What do you think? Anything on San Diego, Portland?
I lean Portland, but even with them, I want them at home. And San Diego's been that bad on half there. It looks like Harris. I don't know if he goes for them. He's got an ankle thing here. You know what I do, Pete? Both these teams are awful. Over. It gets even over this number, I think. Right. I mean, I didn't bet it, but last night I was looking at it. I think as long as it wasn't in the 160s, we're at 157. This goes over. Over.
Not in the 160s. It is 159, though. Yeah, so I guess I would be leaning maybe Portland first half, maybe the first half over. Maybe Portland first half team total over, something like that. It's an interesting game. Why? What does Miles Johnson? What do you like in that one? Noli knows San Diego State under. Let's see what that line is. Where is that line? It's 143.5 against Wyoming. 143.5 against Wyoming. I would agree with that. I guess I'm a little bit surprised that he singles it out that much. But if he does. I mean, I would be leaning under at 143.5 as well, but not quite enough to pull the trigger on it. But I trust Noli knows. What do you think about the under there?
Yeah, I've been on the last 2 unders with him, Pete. Nevada and the Boise game. It got there. It didn't look promising early, but the Boise game got under on Saturday with San Diego State. What I love too, it was the best spot for Nevada, who's struggling. Went to Laramie and lost. And Wyoming isn't very good, but they played great basketball at home. They beat them by, I think, 5 or 6. They won the whole game. Start to finish, Wyoming beat up on them. Now they go on the road where they've just been dreadful. Awful. Awful. I get it. They're going to shoot it bad. They shot a great – I forget their percentages. I had it pulled up earlier. They shot it great against Nevada. They were great from 3. Now they go on the road here. They're going to shoot it awful. I agree with Amir. Under nothing.
Yeah, Miles Johnson says I was actually leaning San Diego team total over. Yeah, I'm sure there are good reads to have on that game. I don't feel like I have a good one, but definitely leaning over. And I definitely wouldn't quite want to take San Diego to get an ATS cover on the road. But to get team total over, for sure, that's a whole different ball game. You know, Exhibit A, Nutflush Allen, who repeatedly takes, bad teams who don't necessarily win, but with their team total overs and covers. So that might be a great play there. Maybe I'll tail that.
Pete,
yeah, go ahead.
They shot 58%. Wyoming did Saturday night. They shot 57% from three, and they shot 30. They were 25 or 31 from the free throw line. 71%. That's not going to happen at San Diego.
All
you
right.
Look at their team total under.
I'm copying and pasting that Noli knows play there just so that I don't forget it. And then finally, just very quickly, BC and Virginia Tech. This is just a weird game because BC always plays Virginia Tech well, and now they're getting a whole bunch of points again, and maybe it's a good BC spot as well. So I was thinking go to the well one more time and take BC first half or maybe even full game. But, it's a weird game. It's one of those, kind of like rivalries where not a local rivalry, but a rivalry where one team has just had the other team's number going back as far as you can remember,
Yeah, this one was tough. I just don't think Virginia Tech is very good this year.
They're not.
They're not. They're decent at home. BC's scrappy. They've looked decent on the road though, Pete. Tough one here for me. I had to stay off. I had nothing on that.
Yeah, Ron Crawford leans Portland. Thank you, Ron Crawford. Red Girl, who do you like today? What unders are you making great today? I think he likes the Wyoming under. That's one, Red Girl. Anything else he wants to hook us up with? We really appreciate DC Capper, Florida State +3. Yeah,
there you go,
I like him full game, and first half +2 is an official play for me. I did bet him +4 on the overnight line. Justin McElvey liking Portland money line and Oklahoma money line parlay. Yeah, no, Miles Johnson. It's just like San Diego is just one of those teams where it's like, am I really going to take this team on the road? You know what I mean? Like against the spread, but a team total is a different story. But yeah, it's just like, God, they're just some of those teams where you just like, there's just such a home road discrepancy that you just feel so bad to take them as a, money line or ATS on the road. All right, I guess I guess we pretty much hit it all. Right, right, Connor Mack? Anything else you want to mention?
I think so, Pete. I was just going through.
Nebraska's probably a play, but I won't add that on. Yeah. All right, Nebraska's got to be a play, but I'm not going to add that. Texas and A&M and Missouri, that's a weird game. I like Texas A&M in general, but not laying that kind of number. I think Texas A&M is like, so I guess that's going to be a pass for me. And once again, Noli Knows also said Boise State to the moon. Boise to the moon. Right now they're 5.5. Let me see where that line opened. Boise to the moon. Yeah, it looks like it was. I'm seeing like 6. Boise and Fresno. We can quickly just touch on that for a couple seconds because Noli Knows gave a to the moon comment. Yeah, I mean the Fresno team is just like. I mean, they're not what they were last year for sure. So I would be, I guess, leaning under maybe. Expecting a slow pace.
Yeah, under.
It's a low total. Yeah,
it is, but
36.
I think it still stays under. I think it still stays under.
I was definitely thinking under. It's 136 now. Not much movement from when I first saw it, but slightly juiced to the under. I would definitely have a lean to on. Maybe I'll be on that one, but Noli Knows said Boise State to the moon, unless he before that gave an underplay, and that's what he's talking about to the moon. I don't know if he meant the Boise spread at 5.5 or the total, but yeah, let's see. DC Capper like Kentucky 5.5. All right, we'll see how that one goes. Noli Knows. Don't like saying this, but biggest bet for me is Boise today. Wow, and he's talking about the spread, not the total. Right, Noli? You're not talking about the under.
Yeah, he's talking about the spread, I think.
Wow. I gotta tail that. How can I not tail that? Biggest bet for me on the day is a road favorite. Wow. All right. I'm not going to add that to my official plays that I came up with, but I'm tailing that. And if it loses, that is totally fine. Wow. Oh, man. Noli Knows. What a great show, man. I should take a week off all the time. And people come back. Everyone's been in it today. What a great friggin' show. All right, let's review our official plays, Connor Mack, and then we'll wrap it up. College basketball. I'm on Georgia Tech first half plus 1.5. Georgetown first half plus 1.5. Georgetown full game plus 3. Texas, Oklahoma first half under 67.5 minus 112. And again, Oklahoma minus 4 is the Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day. Purdue first half minus 10 minus 119. I think they either win it by 20 or lose it outright. Would not be surprised if Michigan wins the first half. But I'm taking Purdue first half minus 10 minus 119. Xavier first half plus 5 minus 115. Florida State first half plus 2 minus 116. TCU Oklahoma State first half under 69 minus 112. That's the line I got at Heritage. And Wisconsin Minnesota first half over 65.5 minus 116. Nice little card today. Connor Mack, please review your official plays you've given out in today's show.
Yeah, Georgetown plus 3.5. I can't give it a UMass. It's gone a little bit too far, even though I think they could still win there. Xavier plus 8.5. I got to take it. UAB, Charlotte. I'm going to be on the under. I just don't know if I'm going to split that, Pete, or maybe even stay off the full game. I got to think about that more. Oklahoma State plus 4.5. And the last games to wait, Georgia Tech. I like that, Pete. We mentioned even BYU, San Diego State, Wyoming. I think I'm going to be on that under. And the injury news with the Duke guys is a wait, and Boise State. So, because I like that under a little bit. I like Boise too. I think they probably win by 10 pretty easily. So that's a late game. I could wait on that one. Here, that's a 7:30 my time. But that's it. Let's get it.
All right. And our new friend, of course, advises us that BYU, at least a plus 3, was a sharp play. Now it is down to 2. Noli knows also liking the St. Bonaventure game under, as well as San Diego State under, but he doesn't like either of those as much as Boise minus 5.5. Unreal. Awesome. Dabby Cab liking Kentucky first half. DC Capper liking Kentucky full game minus 5.5. So much great stuff on today's show, man. What a great show. Had a lot of fun. All right. I guess we can wrap it up. Huge thanks to everyone who came in the comments today. Connor Mack, Mr. Gogster, and, of course, Jose Bouquet. Good luck to everyone. We'll see you next Tuesday.